Hello, I'm Dan McDowell, longtime professional broadcaster. Why subscribe to our Patreon podcast? Well, perhaps you support our struggle to get out from under the oppressive thumb of the man. Or, objectively, if you sign up at patreon.com/thedumbzone, you'll get the 2 episodes per week that are available on all podcast platforms, like this one, plus an additional 2 episodes each week that are exclusive to Patreon. So subscribing on Patreon gets you 4 episodes per week. Oh my, what a bargain. Now, on to today's program.
Things got a little heated during a meeting of the mascots ahead of Tuesday's Sugar Bowl game in New Orleans. At a pregame photo op, the Texas Longhorns mascot Beefy suddenly broke through some barriers. He charged right at the Georgia Bulldog. Everybody scattered. The handlers had to pull the steer back. Nobody was hurt, but it was kind of a sign of things to come. Texas did really pound Georgia, well, 28-21.
Wow. All right.
All right, all right, all right, all right, all right. All right, all right, all right, all right, all right. I never listen.
Still funny like the 4th time we've heard it, right?
It is. Just why they decided to cover that story, why Hoda's in the background going, or Kathy Lee's going, ooh!
Ooh! Now, why are we here today? It's Business Wednesday.
I suppose because we're going to take Business Friday.
We are. We originally had a Jake vacation planned here for Friday.
Is that officially off?
The first part of it is definitely off.
Oh.
So you'll actually be here Friday, but we had we have a couple of guys sitting in today. We've already jerked them around, right?
Yeah.
Did you say around or off? What did you say before the show?
Off and then around.
Yeah, and you didn't want to jerk them around again?
No, because I didn't want to jerk them off again.
Yeah. Hold on. Pop him on. Go ahead.
You ready for round 2 now? Well, I'll do the first 90.
I'll do the last 10.
Typically, if you jerk somebody off, they're tired, and then it's easier to jerk them around.
Yeah.
Less resistance.
Yeah, they're...
Yeah, that's what Blake was saying.
Right.
He didn't want to...
kind of just...
If he did one, he'd have to
laying
do the
there.
other. So, we have Chad. And is it John?
I'm John.
You're John.
John's the one in the suit.
Okay.
That's not just a suit. That's a tuxedo.
It is a tuxedo.
These are 2 sit-ins there.
Full-blown tuxedo.
We understand auction winners.
Yeah,
Yes?
my wife won it, and I don't shut up about the show, so she surprised me on my birthday.
Can I just say,
shut up about the show?
just from emailing your wife, she seems very squared away.
She owns
A wonderful woman.
owns her own business and
Okay.
Employs me.
Her email signature has like all these titles and it looks legit. And I was like, why are you talking to me?
Yeah.
There's like abbreviations. You're like, what does that even mean?
Right.
There's HIPAA compliance information. We
Yeah.
run a therapy business, so.
I think we can prove that owning your own business does not mean you're squared away.
Yeah.
Or doing well.
Don't tell her that.
Anyway, so, yeah, John is wearing a tuxedo.
Yes, I am, Dan.
Chad is not.
Not at all.
And so what happened?
I had this great idea. Had a few beers, on Instagram, open for business. Post comes up, and Jake's in a suit, and I immediately text John, we need to wear tuxedos. And then I immediately changed my mind, but I didn't tell him.
So, you didn't intentionally make this a bit, but it turned into a bit?
I intentionally made it a bit retroactively.
Okay.
But the immediate thought was, we should wear suits. And then I was like, I have beer in my hand. I'm probably not going to do the things I think are a good idea now, later.
Oh, yeah. How
And
many?
he didn't even wait to like let the bit marinate. He got out of his car with the phone on the video, recording me getting out
today?
of my car like a fucking jackass.
So we have one guy in a tuxedo, one guy like in shorts. He's you look really comfortable.
Jurassic Park button up.
Yeah, that's a great shirt.
Yeah, I'd love to be wearing a dinosaur shirt right now.
Do you own that tux?
Yeah, this is all me. The pants are a little tight.
I had to bring the bow tie because he texted me, said he didn't have one. I said, I got you.
Okay. Oh, well,
I wouldn't want to embarrass him.
Got to complete the bit.
You're wearing it.
I'm still wearing it. I took the jacket off after we jacked it off.
Right.
Are you brothers?
No, just 20-year-old compadres.
Yeah, met in Denton up at UNT, and
don't they look?
I could have guessed that.
They look like
insanely
they
alike?
They look like they got kicked out of Mumford and Sons before they got popular.
Yeah,
you know,
for sure.
I thought they were brothers.
And definitely,
I thought you might be twins.
Look like Denton.
yeah.
What does that mean?
If you know, you know,
Everyone
right? Jake?
here knows
Just
exactly. what I
walking
mean.
around in a tuxedo in the middle of the day.
Well, if you've been
Jake
to
is
Cool
very right,
Beans,
though.
you
This is
know.
very Denton.
Yeah.
Cool beans.
Well,
A lot of long nights there.
It's
thank
a
your
pleasure
wife,
to
or
be
you
here.
probably did thank your wife, yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. She's incredible.
Are you guys boozing?
No.
You just
I'm coffeeing. I
Yeah.
also have a coffee Zen in, so I'm double dipping.
Damn,
A
that's
coffee
strong.
Zen.
Didn't even know that existed.
Yeah, what does that mean?
Now you do.
Well, let me pull it out here
It's a Zen.
That's the only flavor Zen I've done.
because I don't like
Oh,
the mint.
coffee flavored.
Zen. I thought he meant like he
So-
put wine in his coffee.
No.
Zinfandel?
Yeah, like what the fuck?
Put Zens in his
do
coffee
that.
like tea bags.
I don't like coffee flavored I don't like coffee ice cream.
You don't
That's
even-
the worst thing.
You don't
I don't
even like
either.
cold coffee.
I hate cold coffee. I like coffee. You know, back when I was a boy,
Yeah.
You drink
Yeah.
it man style,
we
just
went
black.
Use your
it was-
bonds
Mow
to get
your
coffee.
lawn in black socks.
It was 3 cents a cup,
yeah.
and
You could beat your wife.
Oh, it was so great.
Good old.
It was so great. She knew not to get out of line, especially when I was drinking. I mean,
course.
it's not really my fault at that point.
Yeah.
Boy, old people will drink coffee at any time.
Oh, yeah.
Like
I've heard you talk about that before, like having a post-meal coffee.
That's a very specific thing. If it's like if you go fine dining and they offer an espresso at the end of it, it's like, you know what? That's not a bad idea just to kind of get this steak moving a little
Yeah,
bit.
but isn't that just going to keep you up
That's
to
interesting.
an uncomfortable degree?
It never affected me that way. I can sleep on coffee. But like my old man, he's like 91.
Oh, yeah.
We go to the diner, it's 5 p.m. and they'll sit there and drink 3 cups of coffee.
Yeah.
And then be in bed by 8.
I've told Dan this before, but my dad, frequent contributor on the show, he would tell me that, like, at work, they would have non-stop dip and pots of coffee. So he would have, like, 12 to 15 cups of coffee a day.
He looks like that guy.
Yeah.
Like, it was just constantly in the conference table.
And he was already high tea enough, like he's
Yeah.
called Chappie.
Yeah,
So he must have really been.
yeah, charged up.
And then your generation was like, hey, what about just cocaine? What if we just do that?
I don't know if that's
Just seems like a waste.
necessarily my generation. I
That's
think
true.
we're more of a extreme.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, Surge and Mountain
The
Dew.
little-
Yeah, surge.
Jolt.
What are those
Surge
little
into
guys that you got
5
laying
hour.
around the house? Yeah.
Cinco's. Surge until you found out that it might make your penis small.
Yeah.
I can confirm.
Oh.
Yellow 5.
That was
Yes, it was
brominated.
Yellow 5.
Yeah. Looks like a shallot stuck in an afro.
Oh, honey, I drank all this Surge.
That's the
That's-
problem here.
That's what I can. Yeah, it's not how it's
It's
always
not our
been.
fault. It was the commercials on Nickelodeon, just pumping us full of caffeine.
Yeah.
Which is weird.
On today's program, we have some sports. I didn't know whether to choose the Beefy Open or the Baseball Open. We went with Beefy because we got some Texas talk. We have. We're going to talk about our trip to California, and you see the other guy sitting back there. That's the great Matt Grimm.
Wow.
He's been here before, and he'll be here again. And if you think you kind of know him, you're going to know him very, very well, because he's going to drive us in an RV to California, where we've come full circle now from me making fun of Richard Hunter for doing such an idiotic thing to now we're doing it by choice.
Yeah, but you're not driving to a whorehouse. There's a difference.
Oh, we're not?
I know, and I
And,
feel like I should be. Wouldn't that be better if we were stopping at one of the... Well, maybe we will. We'll talk about that later.
That part we can probably do. Jose Canseco is not going to be here.
Or Grizzly
Dan
Adam
Haggerty.
Yeah, Dan Haggerty.
Webster.
So anyway, we'll talk about
12-step
that later.
Reuben.
That's part of our program today.
Yes.
I did want to tell you guys that yesterday, remember I told you I did a little TV before the show,
Of course.
and I was able to get there real early and pitch my really funny hat idea to Steve Noviello.
Which he loved.
Because I was on the road early because I had to drop off my wife and kid at the airport.
Oh, yes.
And they are in Ohio right now. They are at Grandma's house.
Wow.
For how long?
And I couldn't do Grandma's house because I got a small business to run and shows to do and who's going to play the sound and all that kind of stuff.
You're welcome.
So, yeah. So I just said, can't do it. We're not pulling in the dough just yet. Let's let's get it rolling. I'll go next time. I said I'll be in Cleveland in September.
Yeah, and
I will.
You know, what's interesting about that is that you've told me that in September you're going to spend most of the time not doing the show, but hanging out with your family and her family, and so yeah.
That's what they all believe right now. And then once I get there, it's like, man, I'm really busy. Anyway, yeah, daughter's gone for 3 days. And then wife is feels obligated to stay longer because she hasn't seen her mom since last summer. I don't feel that same thing towards her mom or my mom.
Can I meet Rose?
Because we'll talk. You can meet Rose for sure.
That'd be great.
We're gonna have Rose on. We're gonna talk about JFK Jr., bro.
I would like that.
Or just Sly Stallone.
I would like both.
I mean, she loves both of those things.
Do you know about Rose, Danny?
Is that your mother-in-law?
It's my mom's best friend.
Okay.
She's 81. She's real stoked on QAnon stuff.
Oh. And she's into RFK Jr.?
JFK Jr., actually.
Yeah. JFK Jr., yeah. She thought he was coming back to
Dallas.
Oh,
yeah.
I thought you were so she's a libertarian and loves Rocky.
She loves
trying to put the pieces together.
No, she loves
movies.
Trump.
Okay.
Yeah. And
She does love Trump, but once a month or so, or whenever there's a huge summer blockbuster, Rose and Dan's mom go see it together.
Oh, they go see anything.
Yeah.
No, they go
I didn't
to
know that. I thought it was.
It doesn't have to be a huge movie.
Okay.
In fact, my mom will call. I talk to my mom once a week, and she will bitch about the movie that Rose chose that week, and it's the blah, blah, blah. I don't listen.
How many takens can they make?
I'm just a call with my mom is eating innings. I'm a guy who will just get on there,
get out there, and
I'll just listen to her. We talk. I check the phone in a while. 45 minutes. You know what? Then I come up with something.
Yeah. That's fair. So, what do you have planned?
Man, last night was great. So what I did, Rick Arnett taught me this many, many years ago. Rick Arnett, the host of the Teabag.
What, using your left hand?
Stranger?
He did not teach me that.
Sit on it.
What I did was...
Sit on it?
He says when
Sit
your
on
wife...
Your hand.
Sit on your hand.
Yeah, it makes it feel dead.
Interesting.
Good God.
Dead.
You got to use the right hand to click and the left to...
There you go.
You got to have a click hand. Maybe someday they'll just have that in our brain waves where we can...
You need a high-speed scrubbing hand.
I can two-hand it.
That's what Neuralink's all about.
Yeah. Scrubbing.
Anyway, Rick Arnett's theory was, and I didn't get this until I had a wife and kids, and they lived with me for a while, and I really enjoyed the leaving, like now. So he said what you do is you clean the house right away, and then you live in that clean house, and it will just be clean while they're gone. Now, you can see I haven't really done it up here, but I did clean the kitchen last night, and now, there's just going to be 3 plates to clean every night instead of me having to just do... Because I'm kitchen guy, and everybody just knows, I can just cook a 5-course meal and throw it all here, and I won't clean it because somehow it's magically cleaned when I get up in the morning. And
I have my doubts about how often your wife is cooking a 5-course meal.
Well, whatever she does.
But yes, I understand what you're saying.
Yeah.
So the point is that you don't have to rush at the end of it. Like whenever your parents are coming home and you're like, did I leave weed in the...
Nah, I mean, they don't need it cleaned up, but it's not... I want to live in a clean... I never live in a clean environment.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Because there's always something there. There's always a kid's thing or the wife's thing or whatever. But now it's like just my little system down there.
But the problem is you clean it.
What do you mean?
Why don't you just let them live in their own filth?
Because then I have to live in it too.
But then, okay, but it's the...
Like, I've tried these games. There'll be like
games.
Like, it'll be like a... It's not as obnoxious. Like a piece of poo will be sitting in the living room on the floor. And I'll just be like, I don't want to pick that up. Or it won't be a piece. It'll be a ripped up paper or something. Or something the dog chewed up. And like, I don't want to pick that up. I'm just going to protest. I'm not going to be the one to pick that up. And I'll just keep watching it for 3 or 4 days. And I'm like, God damn it. And then I pick it up. Because I'm like, it's my problem. And I realize I have to change the way I feel about it.
No,
and not change their behavior. I'm not going to change their behavior.
But you don't think that at some point they'll have a breakthrough of like, man, look at...
He's been waiting for the breakthrough.
No.
Okay, so...
They're ready to live in
happened.
filth. They don't mind it at all.
But I am going through what you went through like 10 or 15 years ago. Because I will let the house accumulate because she has to see how bad this looks. She just has to.
It doesn't
The other
work.
day, every cabinet...
Somehow they don't.
Every cabinet door was open. The sink was filled to the brim. And then like...
I have to have the drawer like fully pushed in. Like if she leaves one of her drawers like 2 inches open, I'm like, get that out of here.
But I came home in a good mood and immediately got pissed off walking into the kitchen.
And you have to realize that's for you to change.
How do you leave a bowl of cereal with the old milk in it just there?
The dishwasher's empty. Why don't you just rinse and put it in there so we don't have to do all this later? But what gets me is we have Play Vivaldi. We have 2 sinks in our bathroom, and all of her stuff will just spill over into my side. And I'm like, okay, not my hair straightener, not my makeup bag. So I will do the line of demarcation and just scooch over.
It's the most passive-aggressive thing you can do, where you just like look for the 50% line of the counter in the bathroom, and I clean my side off, and I move all of her stuff back over to her side.
But it's all in a perfect line.
Yeah, it's perfect. Like, literally, like there might as well be like a ruler there,
right?
Like showing that's your stuff.
Get some painter's tape and actually put down a divider
and write on it.
Okay, so you're telling me I have to take this matter into my own hands. I'm just gonna have to clean it all the time.
Yes,
that's terrifying news for me.
Were you not aware of this? That it
was
a
Danny,
cluttery person before.
Danny, they tell you, communication and come together and things will get better and you can talk it out
people
and
don't
she'll
change.
grow.
No, they don't.
People will grow into who you want them to be.
No, they don't. People are who they are and they're never going to change.
Yeah, who's ever said they're going to grow into what you want them to be? Like, that's the biggest lie. And it's the biggest lie for ladies thinking that they're going to change you. That's the problem.
Yeah.
If you met him because you were his secretary or assistant, and then he started sleeping with you, and he was tired of his wife, well, you'll be that wife at some point.
It's funny, too.
Perhaps.
It sounds like to a man, all 4 of us, I'm the same way. That the roles are, what are typically the other way around.
Yeah.
That the guys are slobs, and I'm the same way.
The problem is they started letting him vote.
What's that?
And then they let him vote, yeah.
They started letting him vote. And then
pretty soon they're going to be driving.
But I'm the person that if I'm cooking, I clean as I go.
Yeah.
I'll clean before I eat.
And that way, when you're done eating, there's nothing worse than having a huge, massive pile of shit to deal with after your meal. And I'll clean as I go. Whereas, when Malcolm's mom and I were living together, it's totally the opposite.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not like
we're just too good.
We're too good.
There's a problem with trying to live up to the standard the highest standard.
I'm not a huge fan also of having like kid stuff out all the time.
Same.
Do you know what I'm saying?
Yes.
Like I understand some of it's going to be out. There's a basketball goal. There's not much I can do with that.
Same.
The house is much smaller now.
See, that I just kind of accepted for, 8 or 10 years.
But what I do is like I put it in a line. You know what I mean? Like, okay, here's the little thing that he pushes himself around on. Here's the basketball goal. He's very into mowing.
Oh, yeah, same.
So I like to line them up so that at least when you look at it, it looks like there's some level of organization here.
Yeah.
Boy, they always do love domesticated type things.
Dude,
as a kid.
Speaking of that.
Like, I want to sweep.
I got to tell you about something that happened this morning. So I'm pretty sure every dad or mom has experienced this, which is that your kid is obsessed with the trash truck.
Mm-hmm.
I live it every day.
When you go out there, when you hear it coming, you take the kid out there. It was the same way with my daughter. You You take the kid out there. My son is so obsessed with it that this morning, my wife first found it, and then I watched it afterward. There is a 1 hour and 15-minute compilation on YouTube of just trash trucks picking up trash.
Bro. There's not.
We watched it for 45 minutes, and it's like a 15.
Your son wants to watch it.
Yeah, there's like a 15 or 20-second shot of a trash truck picking up trash, and every single time one pulls up, he just goes, trash truck. Trash truck.
Carter's how old?
Almost 2.
Almost 2. I've known about. It's not just a video, Jake.
Dude,
it is a
Kristen said there were like 100 of them.
Oh, it's a network, and it's called. The main one is called Thrash and Trash Productions.
Thrash and Trash Productions is what I watched this morning.
And they have this badass
Great
death
name.
opening
Dude,
to
okay.
it.
Let me see if I can. I wasn't planning on playing any audio.
No, you got to. This is they will they are. There's probably 1,000 of these videos, and Malcolm has gotten to the point where he knows the different like models and makes of these particular trash trucks.
Okay, Blake,
Whether
am I
they're
up?
side loaders, front
Yeah.
loaders, the different types of grabber arms that they have, where the hopper is located. He's all into that. Now he's a little over 3, so he's had a lot of time to process this shit.
What do you see? What do you see?
Yeah.
It's trash truck.
Yeah.
Here, let me see if I can pull up the start of the.
Yeah, we need the intro.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's literally an entire network.
We used to watch Baby Einstein.
At
guys are
Papa
watching-
John's, we start.
Hold on. I gotta.
You guys are watching Trash Trucks.
Premium, bro.
No, I'm not paying for premium. Here's
With
the
a kid,
here's the
you got
beginning,
to.
Dan.
Do you do
At
premium
Papa John's,
YouTube?
we
Yes.
Why?
I used.
You don't get
'cause
any ads?
No, they're gone.
Huh.
It's great.
All right, here's the beginning, Dan. Knows it. And it's literally just garbage trucks.
Yeah.
This needs to
There's
be
no
open.
narrator. There's no guy.
It's people like all over the country.
Just doing trash.
I've seen
Send
them
their videos in, and
Yeah, I guess this guy compiles in them. It's just people on their iPhones that hear the trash.
how
truck
many
coming.
views?
This one has 21 million.
Jesus!
Yes.
We could have done that.
I've seen a number of these, and like Jake said, they're usually anywhere between 10 and 20 seconds long, depending on how long the pickup is for the trash. You will see the guy that's filming. There will be 2 other motherfuckers with cameras
in the back.
doing their own videos.
Yes,
because there's a
not even
market
the
for
one that
this
gets
stuff.
uploaded.
How many
watched-
subbies do they have on their YouTube page?
Let's see
Well, I'm
here
one of 'em.
Because
it says 199,000.
so y'all need Trash Truck Wednesdays instead of Business Wednesdays.
I watched an hour-long video of one job that this big-ass trash truck pulled up to, and it was somebody that got evicted from their home, and everything they owned, I guess, had been sitting out there for a month. The city decided to do something about it,
Yeah.
and I watched them for an hour fill up this trash truck with desks, chairs, mattresses, clothes.
Sometimes
and
there's like a Christmas tree.
Yes, and they'll crush them. It's
Yeah.
great. I mean, I like watching them, too.
Hold on, let me see if
I feel
there's
like the trash truck is a black hole.
a trash truck.
Another one.
Another one.
Here we go again.
40 minutes.
Your journey
There's
has
another one.
begun.
I like how we question while the children love trash trucks, but we're all grown men talking about trash trucks.
Love it.
It's very true.
Most of those kids want to be trash men when they grow up, but how many, percentage-wise, actually fulfill their life goal?
You know, I don't know. I mean, I don't think it's a bad job.
A great job.
I think they have probably a pretty strong union.
Yep,
They do.
good benefits package.
Pretty good benefits. Yeah.
Work out.
You get to work
Hang out outside.
Yeah.
You're done by like noon.
Yeah.
But yeah, those guys are heroes, man. Malcolm sees, he knows them all. Like
Yeah, of
it's
course.
the same guys, so they're all waving and honking the horn. And
Yeah.
it's a whole. They're fucking rock stars to him.
Yeah. So, yeah, I needed to kill 45 minutes with him this morning, and I'm like, let's just watch people do waste.
Yep.
Incredible.
From the wonderful world of sports, Radio Sports Scoreboard.
Oh yeah, I like that.
It's our new Sports Open featuring Tim Collishaw. Sports. We have a sponsor today for sports. Why not Frankel and Frankel?
Why not?
If you do get in an accident, that should be your first call.
Let's say you get hit by a trash truck.
Well, maybe 911. First call, right?
Well,
that's probably your first call, yeah.
And then Frankel and Frankel.
Yeah.
They almost have as easy a number to memorize as 911. It's like all threes. So whatever your area code in the DFW area, 214-817, then just all threes. Frankel and Frankel's awesome. They've been sponsoring us from the beginning. They are personal injury attorneys. They will work to maximize your outcome. In fact, they used to defend insurance companies. The insurance companies are who often you are battling, and they will use their extensive experience to advocate on your behalf.
I think it's very similar to your opinion that offensive coordinators or defensive coordinators might know the other side of the ball better because they've been inside that room.
They are the Belichick. That's
right.
Of law firms. Just meaning the greatest of all time. There's some other Belichick stuff maybe you just want to stay away from. But that's, who knows?
They have not, to our knowledge, committed any scandals.
Yeah. No, they're great. Frankel and Frankel, personal injury attorneys, 214-817, all threes. When you call them, you'll get a partner on the line, not some spare like Blake or something.
Yeah.
You get somebody real, Mark or Scott Frankel or Gene Burkett.
Tell
you know
those
guys, don't you?
Hell yeah, Gene Burkett's like 6'7".
Yeah.
Yeah. He crushes in court.
I would feed him in the post.
Yeah, I think that's part of what helps him in court, right?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Just the intimidation factor. He's like the Randy Johnson of
he will slam dunk your case.
Yeah, there you go. Thanks to Frankel and Frankel.
Here's their theme song.
Where?
Frankel and Frankel, personal attorney for injury.
Okay.
Call Gene Burkett.
So, let's start with Beefy. Because SEC Media Days or the SEC whatever. What do we call it? Media Days? They're meeting here this week.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, it was...
a lot going on sports-wise right here in DFW.
Yeah, I mean, probably if you had to clock the overall composition of, like, where does the most sports take place, it would have to be here.
Well, I'm saying this week for sure.
Yeah, but I just mean in general, right? Like, the Big 12 was always here. Now the SEC is here. The college football playoff is always here, like at the Gaylord. I think they go put on the ice jackets and go through the ice sculptures. It just seems to all kind of happen here. Most athletes, I would say, out of any other metropolitan area.
We're always in line for March Madness or college football
Final
playoff,
Four.
it seems like.
Yeah, for sure. So the thing I was thinking about that's so weird about this is it is a complete wrecking of like the childhood that I grew up with as far as football goes. Texas and OU going to the SEC. But at the same time, now Texas and A&M are playing again. So it's sort of both at the same time. Like it's bringing something back. I mean, I remember my entire childhood was we watched the Cowboys on Thanksgiving. Wasn't me.
All right.
We watched the Cowboys on Thanksgiving, and either Texas and Texas A&M play Thursday night, Friday night, or Saturday. This year they're going to play on Saturday that weekend. So we're getting that back, but at the same time, Texas now has a conference game with like
Florida
and Ole Miss. It's so weird.
It's awesome.
Do you think it is?
Don't you?
No.
No?
Mm-mm.
Why?
Because, like you said, like it was.
Why?
Why?
It was geographical. I mean, Texas playing Baylor. If you were a Texas fan, you knew Baylor fans. You knew Texas Tech fans. You knew Aggies. You knew Sooners. I don't know a Ole Miss fan like that. It's just it was based on geography, and it used to be fun because you had people that cheered for teams because they were nearby. And it really tripped me out the other day. I was looking. I guess I'd forgotten Cal joined the ACC. So
that's weird.
A cross-country flight for a conference game?
Well, I mean,
that's insane.
USC and the Big Ten.
The same thing.
Yeah.
That doesn't compute with me.
No, it's messed up, but the schedule, there's going to be some tougher games on there.
Oh, not just tougher, way bigger.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, Texas is going to play at LSU at night. Or LSU is going to play at Texas at night. And it's not going to be like a week 1 or 0, 1, 2, 3 week. It's going to be like something that matters for the conference championship. And especially now that the conference football playoff is being expanded, you can probably still get into the playoff with 3 losses. So it's not just like, oh, okay, this team, it's the NFL now.
It is.
Yeah.
That's just what it's becoming. And that's, I don't know, as a kid who grew up going to Big 12 championships and going to 4 or 5 Texas games a year, that's just gone.
I guess when I say it's awesome.
It's gone and it's never coming back.
When I say it's awesome, you were just describing that Aggie is going to play Texas again. And
that is pretty awesome.
Certainly awesome.
That is pretty awesome.
Like, I always thought they should have tried to preserve that when Aggie left. We're still going to schedule this every year.
Well, I mean, the only reason it's happening now is basically because of an arranged marriage. They don't want to be doing this.
So they're not doing Bedlam anymore, right?
No.
Yeah, that does suck.
It does suck. And I loved going up to Lubbock and watching whatever, I don't know, Texas in Texas Tech, or, you know, Baylor and Texas Tech. Or,
yeah, Blake's right. You know a Red Raider.
Yeah, I mean,
you know someone who went to Baylor.
The only people that you really know if you live here probably are LSU fans. Mm-hmm. Like, you have LSU guy, right?
Oh my God, annoying guy in the neighborhood. Yes, he's.
If you're LSU guy, you're probably the annoying guy in the neighborhood.
Go Tigers!
Like 3 blow up things every Saturday morning.
Sure.
In the yard, he's flags. Like he's all out.
Probably got the things on the car.
Like if you're an LSU. You know he's an LSU fan. There's no doubt.
But outside of that, like, I didn't grow up knowing any, like, Alabama fans. I didn't grow up knowing any Florida fans or Ole Miss fans or whatever the hell Vanderbilt is.
Yeah, and then, like you said, being able to travel, too, you know?
Yeah, for sure.
You can't go to a game.
That's, like, the biggest part of college football to me.
Are you looking forward to Alabama fans? They seem awful.
Okay, so I will tell you this. I've told this story before, but I don't think he started, but one of the first games that my brother ever played in was in Tuscaloosa. And my parents said that they were awesome. Like, that they were super, super... This is, again, comparing it to LSU. That they were super sweet. They were super kind. They treat it like a formal party. Like, everybody dresses up, people have suits on, they're not mean to you.
Well, but they're also expecting to win.
Yeah, and
I think that helps.
Obviously now, like, they have a new coach, so that could be a little bit different. But my parents were just like, we've traveled to 20 different cities to watch him play. These people were super, super kind to us.
Boy, I forgot there's no Saban.
Yeah.
That's really weird.
It's weird seeing him on TV. He's great.
He is great.
You think so?
He's really, really good.
He's a lot more honest than I thought he would be.
You know who John McDade is?
Refresh my memory.
Apparently, he is the SEC coordinator of officials. And he had a press conference yesterday. And they were talking about just some things, like penalties for the defense clapping to try to emulate the offense's, signals, whatever. They were just doing a lot of mundane stuff that is somewhat interesting, though, if you like football. But then this question came out. I thought you guys would like to hear this.
Hey, John, this may not be of wide interest to a lot of people around the SEC country right now, but Texas coming into the league, a lot of Sooners wondering about horns down. Is there a stance on what your officials will call moving forward on that?
Do you feel that that's an accurate question? Like, a lot of Sooners are wondering.
It's only the Sooners.
Well,
yes, I think it's accurate. Yes, I think Blake is right.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, if it's going to be an issue, the signal, it's going to be under the playing rules for unsportsmanlike conduct.
Wait, was it?
Yeah.
It was penalized in the Big 12 then?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
What if a player did it?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
And we've talked a lot about that in our officiating group since I've taken over in the 2020 season. And to be unsportsmanlike conduct, I'm asking my officials to use a framework of judgment where the act to be a foul needs to be in one of three buckets. It needs to be taunting an opponent. It needs to be a travesty of the game.
What?
That's a travesty.
Travesty.
Pretty subjective.
What could that possibly mean?
Horns down.
Yeah, pretty
Travesty?
subjective.
What do you put a football in your butt?
Pull your wiener out?
Yeah. Like, what is a travesty of the game?
That would be impressive, though.
It needs to be a travesty of the game, or it needs to otherwise compromise our ability to manage the game. What's a travesty of the game, right? It's just a phrase. I ask my officials, the act itself needs to be offending to the senses. If you took that act out of a football stadium and did it in a shopping mall or a grocery store, would it offend the senses to a majority of the reasonable people in the area, right? That signal would not, right? You might have some people that share that signal with you if you did that at a grocery store or in a shopping mall, depending where you are. So it's very much we're going to evaluate it in context. I could see a scenario. I want to be very cautious about using hypotheticals, right? Mm-hmm. But I could see a scenario where an opponent of Texas makes a big play and celebrating with his teammates, possibly going back to the sideline. They're giving the signal. It's not taunting. It's not making a travesty of the game. It's not affecting our ability to manage the game.
So the answer is no. We're not going to penalize it.
Unless you do it in somebody's face.
Exactly.
While they're laying on the ground.
That's taunting.
But if you give them the finger,
then yes, that would be considered because if you're in the grocery store.
Think back. If someone did this to me in the grocery store. Yeah.
The old dice roll.
Yeah. Dice roll, yeah. What about, oh man, if we were in the media, we could have been, if we were there. Next question. What about
licking the V?
The peace sign with the tongue in between.
That's a missed follow-up.
The tongue is moving.
Yeah, and it's right in between.
I would like someone to ask about the football in the butt.
Yeah. Then we just keep throwing out different scenarios.
The most insane thing about that is that I don't know what that guy makes, but it's a lot. And he said, this has been a topic of conversation with me and my officials. So
for 4 years.
So these people, these adults sat for years and sat there and talked about this, deliberating it like it was whether or not we should invade Syria. And it's a hand signal.
It's great.
That's insane.
It did not make the video game.
Sorry, Sooners. Oh.
Horns Down did make NCAA 25.
Okay, so you're rolling with it.
How's the team?
When did it get released?
Tuesday, right? Or Monday?
I could have played it Monday at 3 o'clock.
Okay, so you've been
sitting on it, or you playing?
You've been heavy into it?
I haven't touched it.
Whoa.
Too busy?
Are you worried your kids aren't going to be fed?
Is it because of the dishes and the cupboard doors open?
Some of it, yeah, just a little busy. The other part is I've just been hurt by football video games so much in the past decade.
Oh, no.
Oh, Blake.
And right now...
Oh, Blake.
Like, right now, it can't hurt me. Like, right now, it's perfect. And it's
How have
great,
you been hurt?
And it's awesome.
Like, you've been disappointed?
Like a travesty?
It's a travesty.
To the game?
No, just every year. Like
Madden has sucked for like a decade.
I get excited for Madden. And it's like, this year will be different. This year it'll play better. It'll feel better. And it's just horrible.
With Madden, did they ever actually have Belichick as the coach?
No.
That never happened? It was always some fill-in guy that looked like
Yeah, and he had this... It was Griffin...
Did he not sign the whatever?
He never signed it.
It was correct. That's correct, and it was the same as when the NBA had video games in the early '90s and mid '90s. The Chicago Bulls had Scottie Pippen and SG number 23,
and Barry Bonds wouldn't be in the baseball game.
You could never play as Jordan.
Barry Bonds was always John Dowd.
Yeah,
that's why Hakeem Olajuwon and Houston Rockets were the best team.
Yeah.
I'll get to it eventually, but I am.
So right now it's pure.
I'm nervous.
Yeah.
Right now it's pure.
You walk by the dining room table and just look at it.
Right now it's as great as you think it is.
Come play with me, Blake.
Yeah.
Have you looked up any of the snubs for like the backup quarterbacks? They have like a third string quarterback from Virginia has a 12 rating.
He's a 12. Yeah, I have seen that.
It's amazing.
Is that? I'm gonna get the name wrong. But it's some cat, like Schrodinger. You know what that?
Schrodinger's cat.
Schrodinger's cat.
Breaking Bad.
Yeah.
Is it alive?
A little bit.
in the box.
If you don't see it.
If you don't open it, then it's alive.
It's quantum physics.
Yeah.
You paid extra to get it early, right?
I did.
Yeah, now you're not even
That's a travesty.
In baseball news, we finally got to see Kirby Yates pitch a scoreless inning in the All-Star game.
Come on, Skip.
And we've all been waiting.
Yeah. 2 strikeouts, a perfect inning, a hold. That's what I'm talking about.
Yep.
That's Texas strong right there.
Never ever quit.
Did you see Ohtani bomb?
Dude.
I did. And then I saw our favorite, Paul. And then they immediately cut to Livy.
Who was mic'd up?
She was mic'd up. She didn't have much.
No.
But
when they
Was
panned,
she rizzed up?
Yeah.
Yeah.
When they panned to her in the crowd, she says, "Let's go, Paul," and it was into a mic. So she didn't have much. He only pitched 1 inning, but that was still weird.
Did you see Reiner call the Ohtani home run right before it happened?
I did not.
He posted on his Instagram with Grego.
People only remember the wins.
I thought
he
it
said
was,
it every time he was up.
Here it is. Here it is.
Yeah.
Calling it.
I thought it was great. We got to see Skenes throw 100. Then Mason Miller for the A's came in, threw 103. Ohtani hit a bomb. I feel like if you're a baseball fan, you saw what you came there for.
Especially on the heels of the home run derby. That was pretty entertaining.
I feel like I'm in the minority, but I really like the uniforms.
No, dude.
I'm sorry, man.
I
Those
think
some
you
cool
are in
colors.
the minority.
I read a ton of hate about those.
This
online.
guy clearly has style, though.
I'm a graphic designer. I know what I'm talking about.
He is wearing a suit, so it's tough to refute his opinions right now. But to me, they looked like I think I've told you guys my opinion about this before, but in the 90s, every single expansion team went with one palette of colors. And it was turquoise,
purple-ish.
Yeah, so if you think about the Marlin, the Diamondbacks, the Panthers,
the Raptors,
the Grizzlies at the time.
Grizzlies is dope.
But they all used this same
very 90s
cool, or at the time thought to be cool palette. And I think when you think about that as hey, this is going to age well, it never does.
Well,
for example, that's why I think AT&T Stadium looks like shit. But I think the old ballpark in Arlington looks awesome.
Agreed.
Because it was built to look old. So stuff that you build to be hey, this is now, I think it doesn't look great.
Well, I think when the expansion teams came out, number one, they were probably trying to use colors that weren't in the normal palette.
Red, white, blue.
Right.
Yeah.
And then they made the mistake of using popular contemporary colors rather than maybe going something that's a little more classic.
Yeah.
Because, those things never age well.
No, and that's how I feel about the All-Star Game uniforms.
Yeah, you get a marketing company.
When did they stop just wearing their fucking team uniform?
It's been probably 10 years, right?
And what was wrong with that?
Nothing.
You had
You just had a hat.
Yeah,
you couldn't make money on it.
Back in the day,
That's
you would
also
wear
true.
your
Yeah.
uniform,
Now you can sell those
right?
uniforms.
Yeah.
You gotta buy the.
Wouldn't you just wear your old uniform? You were either it was either your home whites, and the other team wore solids or solid colors. But they used to wear their actual uniforms.
Yeah,
and
but now I bought a third Kirby Yates jersey.
Third.
to complete the collection.
Yeah. No, I already have the home and the road. Skenes. So do you know the controversy around him heading into this game? We talked about him last week, but something then happened after that.
Not because he's only made 11 starts.
No, but that's awesome, right? He's
Yeah.
only made 11 Major League starts, and he's starting the All-Star game. That's how good he is. He's excellent. No, they yanked him from a no-hitter in his last start. He was...
To get ready for the All-Star Game?
No, they just said, in fact, it's the second time they have yanked him from a no-hitter. The first time, it was because he got to 100 pitches.
Okay.
And they pulled him from that game. And then this past week, they yanked him, and they didn't say he wasn't at 100 pitches even. But they just thought, oh, okay, well, we Oh, was he? Maybe he was at 99 pitches. Sorry. But it was. They said it wasn't because he reached a pitch limit or something. It was just because, he felt like he was laboring to get the job done, and so they yanked him. And they ended up winning that game, and the manager, Derek Shelton, the manager of the Pirates.
Of course, DS.
Do you know I know all the managers in Major League Baseball?
I'm aware. And then Jake knows all the coaches in the WNBA.
I already did that. If you subscribed, you know.
I will defeat Jake in that.
There was one day that I knew.
Yeah.
But the thing about that to me, dude, is if he's on board with it, then it's not a big deal.
And he does seem to be on board with it. And this might bother me. Maybe it's old man syndrome or something. Apparently
Nolan.
he was only the second pitcher ever. Wait, let me see. The second pitcher ever with multiple starts of 6 or more hitless innings with 11 or more strikeouts in the same season. That was both of those games, and he gets yanked. The other pitcher is Nolan Ryan, who completed those 2 games and pitched 2 no-hitters that year.
Wow.
So, in theory, Skenes could have 2 no-hitters already.
Yeah, but I don't know.
Imagine the legend of Paul Skenes if he also had 2 no-hitters under his belt.
It's got Livy Dunn.
He does have Livy Dunn.
But I think using Nolan as an example is a bad idea. Obviously, there was something physically different about that person.
Well, how do you know there's not about Paul Skenes?
Because
I guess the only way to find out is
if you can wreck his arm.
Do I blow out his arm or not?
Yeah. So I don't know. They make so much money. It just makes sense to me to be a little bit conservative and cautious about it. And he got Livy Dunn.
I didn't even know the All-Star game was here until like 2 days ago.
I forgot yesterday. I knew it for like 3 days and then forgot.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. It was also on a Tuesday, right?
Monday?
Well,
Monday was home run derby.
Yeah.
What are they doing? Why not a weekend?
It's baseball.
Be normal.
Have you ever seen the baseball All-Star game is always during the week?
Yeah, it's never been on a weekend.
It's never made sense to me.
Because they give them the weekend after that.
What do you mean?
Like the teams get off. They get a break, rather.
Oh, they do? I didn't know that.
I don't think they play
I thought
again
they're back playing on the weekend.
I think they do.
Yeah,
but isn't it like Sunday?
I don't
so
think
they
so.
at least get a couple days is what I'm saying. I'm pretty sure about that. I could be wrong.
I thought they started Thursday.
Back tomorrow.
I don't know that for sure.
I don't think Jake knows anything about
I don't think
baseball.
anyone could possibly know.
There's no way to find out. I have an Olympic update for you guys.
Is this about the river?
It is about the River Seine.
River Skenes.
I've been thinking nonstop about they really went through the effort to make an app that tracks feces and how it moves through water.
Yep. Distance.
They do play
speed.
Friday. Half the league plays Friday, the other half plays Saturday.
Black Olympics.
Yeah. They can make apps for anything, Blake.
That's what I've heard.
Get into the internet. There's a lot there.
Okay.
Anyway.
It's so many trash trucks.
She did it.
What? Oh, she got in?
Yeah.
Anne Hidalgo.
She did it this morning.
The mayor of Paris swam in the River Seine just to show that it is safe to do so, even though last week they still said the
poop content.
What do you call it? Yeah, the fecal levels or whatever.
This water looks
I just got an alert on my
disgusting.
phone. She has passed away.
Boy, you called it too. She's just wearing a.
Is my,
of course, she's
weird?
wearing a frogman's outfit.
Yeah.
Something's going on.
Yes, she was accompanied by a former Olympic canoeing champion who was the head of the organizing committee, so he got in there as well. But the president, Macron, had promised to join them in a show of unity. He was not there. He did not show up. You know how these politicians are. They'll make their promises and then not show up.
Flip-flopping.
The whole bit here is during heavy rains, sewage could overflow into the river, and it does often. like on June 18th, after several days of rain, E. coli levels in the Seine jumped more than 10 times the safety limit.
He said that funny, didn't he?
Did I?
What, E. coli?
E. coli.
E. coli.
Sorry.
It's like e-commerce. E. coli.
E-trade.
Yeah.
It is Business Wednesday.
It's very true.
The last week of June saw 4 days. Like they're testing it every day, but 4 of those days they say it was clean enough to swim in. According to European standards,
okay,
no days when it was clean enough to swim in the U.S. with our standards. We have very high standards.
Honestly,
here.
pretty surprising to me.
I thought those would be reversed.
For sure.
So now, at first, you remember me saying this a couple weeks ago even. They said there was no plan B. When they first announced this, we're doing the Seine, but since they have changed up and they do have a plan B, they will swim in the Marne instead if they need to. These will be used. It's not even going to be used till July 30th and 31st for the swimming leg of the triathlon, and then on August 5th, as well as open water swimming on August 8th and 9th. So they just need it to be good for 5 days.
The Marne doesn't give me any confidence.
It does not sound cleaner.
No.
No, I don't know.
So it was at 10 times.
That.
It was at 10 times, and then it was safe.
Then it was safe.
It's like Bitcoin. It's like all over the place.
Right. You never know. It's all based on the rain.
The Wired article that I read about this morning has the headline, Paris Mayor Defies Poop Threats to Swim in Seine. Or Seine, and proves a point. Like, that's got to be like one of the toughest bullets to take as a politician, outside of an actual bullet.
That was a zinger.
No, but I'm serious. Like, that they're like, all right, look, the economy will crash if we can't do this in here. You got to go swim in the poop.
Yeah. You have to. Hey, let's do some viewer mail.
Oh, one other sports thing.
Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
I don't know that this is for sure true. I was not aware that D Magazine had comments.
Always a good idea.
But it does appear to me that someone who uses the exact same image as Mark Cuban on his Twitter profile and the name Mark Cuban has commented on my article.
Oh, yeah?
Which I don't know how this happened. It took off a little bit. It might have been that our good friend Robert Sturm decided to retweet me. Mm-hmm. And obviously him and Cubes have some level of relationship.
Yeah, what's the comments? Because the article is about Mark Cuban.
Like, where is he? What does he do?
And he follows me.
Uh-huh.
I have to dust him, as we've said,
Yeah.
even though he follows me. He just said, when you hire someone, you help develop them, and if they get good at their job, as Nico and Finn are, you let them do their job. When they need help, you help them. If they aren't good, or if they weren't good at their jobs, you would hear from me much more. But fortunately, they aren't just good, they have been great at their jobs.
Are we throwing shade at Donnie Nelson?
I don't know, and I don't know that...
he was very visible during Donnie Nelson's entire tenure.
Like, exactly, entire tenure. And I don't know that this is for sure Cubes, but I wouldn't put it past him to...
Of course not. He sees everything.
Yeah. So, I don't know. I just wanted to tell you that I think
that's really
Cubes,
cool.
But that still doesn't explain why he's not at the ceremony, the trophy ceremony and all that.
Yeah.
Yeah, it does. There's really not
Let's get him on.
any explanation here at all, and it's not like he's like pissed off. He wasn't like, "Hey, f you." Like,
that
wasn't a Lamar,
sounds like a fair
Lamar
explanation
Odom
if that's the truth.
type call. Yeah, but and like I said, I didn't even know that we had comments. But Kirk Henderson, who's a Mavs guy, like hit me up and was like, "Hey, I think Cuban might have commented on your DMAG article."
I mean, how hard is it to create a profile and grab an image,
incredibly difficult,
as your profile picture and make a comment? That's really
easier
hard.
to swim in a river of shit.
Seems to me if you're going to go to the trouble of doing that, stealing the avatar, creating a name and a unique profile, posing as Mark Cuban, you would do it to stir up shit.
Yeah, you wouldn't do a well thought out response saying, "I think Nico and Kid are good at their job."
That's what I thought. Too mindful of a reply to
to not be him.
Be legit.
This isn't a
That's
Kevin
what I thought.
Durant situation.
Exactly. Kevin Durant.
That's funny.
I think the real Mark Cuban would like that comment on there. If he saw it.
I liked it.
Oh, Blake, do you want to do baseball audio before?
No, we can hold.
I missed that on the run sheet here.
No, we can hold.
We don't have to hold.
It's not pressing.
Okay.
Can I comment on the trash guy? One thing. If a
Hold on.
trash,
Pull me back up.
Do we need to
Now you
cut
can-
this bet off?
Now you can.
Demonstrated
if the trash man dies,
Now
do
you
they
can-
like put the flags at half mast? If he's a real hero.
You know, that sounds weird with Biden behind. Yeah, it's Biden audio.
Yeah, it did.
Look at him putting it.
You know, there was a trash man, I believe in Grapevine, in the last year who got
crunched
crunched pretty hard, and I don't think they put the flags at half
It
staff.
sounds like he wasn't doing his job very well.
He got in the truck and got smushed.
Something like that. The center where they
Had to kick
compress
the Christmas
trash.
tree.
and then he got compacted.
Yeah.
Oh.
Can you recycle him?
Oh, God.
How much plastic was in his pockets?
Probably a lot, especially in his balls.
Hey, everybody. It's time to answer some
A lot
of
of
today's
plastic in our
viewer
balls,
mail.
guys.
Maybe the new administration will roll back all of our E. coli water regulations, and we can be more aligned with Europe. They're good at that.
they do like to. The new administration will probably roll back relations, but they don't want to be more like Europe. So that's a weird.
It's a dichotomy. It's like Texas going to the SEC.
Do you know that viewer mail is brought to you by Prosper Ford? My guy up there, Chaz Gilmore, owns the new state-of-the-art Prosper Ford dealership in Prosper, Texas, right up the tollway. It's awesome. Oh, you know what? Actually, a buddy texted me last night about my Bronco Sport and said, do you really love it? I do. I've been a Explorer driver for many, many years. And the Bronco Sport is a little bit smaller. It makes me feel like Al Cowlings. And it's...
That's
In
definitely
what way?
not on the copy.
He feels like him.
It handles so well. Remember how nice Al was going left and right, and he'd turn around and pulled right into the driveway there, and it's great. It's great. I've already told you the state-of-the-art technology where it can charge your phone without plugging anything in.
Incredible.
It's like they had this little magician built into a little genie. Something like that.
Okay.
Built into the car somewhere, and it's awesome. FM,
Got FM radio?
AM.
What?
It's got all the types of radio, and it's unbelievable. Anyway, Prosper Ford, great deals up there. Chaz has owned Grapevine Ford for over a decade, and he brought that same awesome energy up to Prosper. So go to prosperford.com and get a big savings on your next vehicle.
Take it from me, Al Cowlings. Prosper Ford.
Okay.
Is awesome.
I was going to add something, but now I feel like that's not necessary.
Dear Dan, my name is Rhett. I'm a day oneer in my heart, but day 157 with my billfold.
That doesn't really count. No.
Since then, not a month goes by that I don't have to explain to my wife that no, our account has not been compromised. Patreon is an app I use to listen to a Dallas-based sports and recreation podcast. We are from San Antonio. Then I have to further explain it's also about comedy and education. Please give her a birthday shout-out. Let's see. Her name is Ariana. She is turning 6 birdies, 10 pars, and 2 eagles using the Stableford scoring system on a par 72 more Blake.
I can't do it.
So happy birthday to Ariana. Let's see. Uncle Hotmail. Day 2, number 905 here. It is my birthday. My Sean Lee minus Pudge birthday. My leaders are Dan's moosing and Jake's leather jacket he wore in high school.
Me too.
43.
Also, RIP all of Jake's automatically deleted tweets. From Tyler.
I stopped doing that.
You just let him remain?
Yeah, I mean, what I mostly started doing was just not tweeting. But back in the day, whenever I was fighting with people, I would pay for a service that would delete them, you know? Now I just don't tweet. I learned from Dan. And then Dan started becoming obsessed with the internet.
That's my people. Uncle Fish Mitten.
What? Fish Mitten.
Back in May, I sat above your garage and asked for help in naming my son. This is from A.J. Shorn. Do you remember him?
I do.
Yeah.
I remember the name.
Okay, Blake, you know who he is.
Yeah. Your fat doctor son.
Ah, yes. Okay.
You guys didn't give me much to work with, so I hope this passes the Jake baby name test. Today, this was sent yesterday, is the Damian Lillard plus Calvin Ridley
0
plus Bismarck Biombo
0
on the Bobcats' birthday
0
for William Austin Shorn.
It's pretty awesome.
He would love a shout-out. Here's a freshly born pic I took from the hospital room in my No Puppet shirt. The doctor asked me what the shirt was, and when I explained, she gave a very meh response and went back to yanking miraculous new life out of my wife's gash.
Oh, my gosh.
Out of fear for my life, I did not ask any stitch-based questions. That's from A.J. Shorn.
Bill Shorn.
I gotta say, of all the times that I've heard the word gash used, I've never heard it used in relation to birth.
It sounds more medical that way, though.
Yeah, in a sense, I suppose you're right.
Why did he call you Fish Mitten?
Because he was staring at one.
You want me to get in the mind of A.J. Shorn? I'm just reading him. I don't know anything.
Is that what you use to get your meal out of your microwave?
William Austin is a great name, though. That sounds like that guy could have been at the Alamo.
Today is my Brian Bohannon birthday.
Not going to look it up.
If Jake just shouted who with bewilderment, I'll dumb it down for him. It's also my Derek Holland birthday. I have a hard-on for former Texas Rangers Southpaw greats. Speaking of erect penises, my leaders are Dan's cadence and the ability to load a dishwasher, Jake's mind and his ability to throw a weighted baseball, and how both of you see the limitless value in sitting down when you go pee. Then he goes on to tell us how he met us when we were at a Four-Top Business Wednesday power lunch at a North Dallas tavern. You remember this?
I do. I believe that's where we met Gene Burkett.
Then he said he ended up, I guess he had not been a subscriber before that, but was since that day.
He gave us a chance to earn his business, is what you're saying.
Yeah, so his name is JCD.
I'm with you guys, by the way, as far as sitting down to pee at home.
Yeah.
Man.
But I learned something.
You'll join us, Blake.
Is that when you sit down as a man to pee, you think you're done?
You're not.
You're not.
Nope.
Because if you stand up right afterwards, there's more pee.
Yep. Especially as you get a little bit older.
See, I like doing it, especially like if Jake's over, because I'll sit down and then he can stand, and we could both go at the same time.
You can go in the little triangle.
Yeah.
You guys ever peed in the sink? Yeah, sink.
Come on.
I've done a lot of stuff in the sink. You actually
Not at home.
If you spider Jake, while
do it at home?
I have.
Yeah.
I don't anymore,
Saves so
but
much
I
water.
certainly have.
If you spider Jake while he's sitting down to pee, there's that opening that you could actually.
We could both sit down.
Yeah, you could
He
turn
sit
your
front.
toilet into the sin.
Yeah.
Right there.
Stare in the mirror.
Everybody goes in the shower, right?
Yeah.
I mean,
always.
I try not to, but I mean, it certainly happened.
Jake, you look like a waffle kind of guy.
Do you go in the pool?
What does that mean? Yeah.
Like from standing on the side?
No. No.
Ever laid down to pee?
Try to aim for the middle of the
What
life
is a
preserver.
waffle kind of guy? I don't know what that
You
means.
can never know.
Yeah.
Like pooping in the shower?
Yeah, that's.
Uncle Hot, I
yeah,
want to
you
wish
would-
my bro-in-law Jeff a happy birthday. He's probably listening to you chefing it up for some old Fs that have lost their mind. Okay, so that's from Kevin.
Okay, thanks, Kevin.
And I have two more. One regarding my wacky hat bit yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
I told you I did a TV show. They recorded 8 segments, and on each one I wore a different hat, but we never acknowledged it.
When does that come out?
I think this weekend, but I'm not sure.
Okay.
Stay tuned.
Sure.
I'll let you know tomorrow.
Watch this space.
He says, I love the switching hats segment for each segment. I did the same bit when I was in the den for Cowboys-Eagles on December 10th. Consider this a bit for one. I was probably the only person who saw it, but I went through 8 different hats during the game. I was trying to watch the monitor over Blake's shoulder so I didn't get caught changing hats on camera.
Wow.
One of mine is also a Grady Spencer hat. That's from Scott Carter.
Cool.
Do you know who that is? That's Wire Will's brother.
Oh, nice. I met him just the other day.
And yeah, that checks out.
That he would be doing a bit for one?
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Okay.
If you want to go back to 12:10 and watch the...
Yes, I will.
The YouTube, go to live streams on our YouTube page. And then one regarding Hooters delivery here.
Hordash.
So that was the idea yesterday?
Yeah.
Somebody had the idea of calling, Hordash. Jason says it should be called Boober.
Also really good.
Or DoorDash.
Doorgash. That's interesting.
Jeez. What a think tank.
Boober eats.
We're idea guys. All right.
The Dumb Zone.
Rangers and Astros. First meeting in the battle for the Silver Boots. And, of course, the defending World Series champions will open their season at the ballpark.
You went to Surprise, right?
I did indeed.
How was that? Rangers going to be any good?
Well, they need some older pitchers to have some good re-entrenching years, I would say. And if that happens, we'll action on Fox Sports Southwest.
This is a big year for Major League Baseball, period. It's a lot of good teams. You look at the Yankees and
you're listening to The Dumb Zone.
Any other teams?
Yankees. There's so many in this league as a player.
You get your Marlins.
No way he
led
knows
by
the
Skip
Marlins.
Shoemaker.
Hell yeah.
Give me a team, guys.
Let's see, coming out of the break, I think the Rangers play Baltimore.
Brandon Hyde.
Obviously chasing the Astros in the division.
Joe Espada.
Don't give him a layup.
But the guy at the top the team at the top is the Mariners.
Oh, well, you know why they're at the top? Because they embodied the style of Scott Service. They played just like him. Like he was a scrappy guy, and that's their...
That's who they are.
Yeah.
White Sox?
The worst team in baseball?
Yeah.
Pedro Grifol, right?
I mean, is he going to survive the year?
Thin ice.
It's hard to see a path forward for old Pedro. I had big hopes for him.
Hey, can we quickly promote something for tomorrow?
Yeah.
A guy who can kick. Yeah?
A cowboy that hopefully will not get mad at you about mental illness.
I'll address that if you want.
If you want.
I don't think he was mad at me. I think he was Charles Haley. Dan's been in those crosshairs before. I feel like by the end of it, it was totally cool. We had a big hug at the end. I don't think that was like a bad interaction.
I think the only mistake you made was bringing up how a bipolar person is bipolar and how it could have been negative. That's where I felt like maybe he felt attacked, but I understood your question.
What I was saying, though, was that it could be positive.
Yeah.
Like that if you're the type of person who has, some slightly wrong things in your brain, sometimes it can actually... I've always said this, like I said, about Dez. That that actually fueled him into being the person that he was, successful in the field that he was. So the point I was trying to make is, if your job is to be pretty irrationally violent, is there a chance that, maybe that helped you in that path?
No, I thought your question was great, but your approach of
Thanks, Blake.
bringing up his bipolar and then just calling it sideways.
I was trying
here's
to look
my
for
analysis of the whole thing.
A euphemism for it, I suppose, rather than being like, "Hey, you nut."
This has to, yeah. This has to do with yesterday's interview with Charles Haley. If you haven't heard it, it's a pretty good one. It's long.
Brandon Aubrey tomorrow.
Yes.
Yeah.
Brandon Aubrey, the best kicker in the NFL.
I have
All-Pro.
less concern about him getting mad at me about questions about mental health.
But I was analyzing this after the fact. Maybe I was talking to somebody about it, and I don't think he's quick on his feet. And he even went on to explain to us he's not really good even reading.
Right.
But he can memorize certain things. And
then you were like, "Here's a book."
Yeah. Okay. It was
Turn
Good
to
Night Moon.
chapter
It wasn't
4. that.
So
I haven't thought about Good Night Moon in a long time.
It's been a while.
So I don't think he's quick on his feet. I think he has his thing, and I know what I'm going to say here. And then when you kind of throw something else at him, and it turns him to a different way, and then he's trying to analyze it real quick, and I think his default is I'm on the defensive.
Yeah.
And so he tried to analyze what you said, and maybe he thought perhaps you were making light of it just because he heard mental health and, like you said, sideways and just whatever. So, but you're right also. I don't think it ended. It's just a wild ride. Look, we had other parts of that interview were a wild ride.
Yeah.
Somebody else texted me like, that sounds exhausting to be a part of it, and you're going to sleep great tonight. So
maybe the deep stare into your eyes was him processing, trying to figure out what it is you actually said.
Like I said, I mean, he was staring through me. My intention was certainly not to make light of anything that he's gone through, like, at all. So
you were saying
mine was.
Yeah.
What are you, sad? What are you, crazy? What do you buy? What does that mean?
Because some people that are afflicted by that,
how do you have 3 personalities? I thought you're bipolar.
That's a great point.
There we go.
You know?
Yep. My wife did roller derby, and her name was quadpolar disorder.
Nice.
They take the negative aspect of it.
You like roller derby?
Yeah. I mean, my wife
There's
did it.
almost no doubt that you've been involved in that before.
What's that?
Dating a female who did a little bit of roller derby.
Hey, we got to do something.
Never did.
That's what you're trying to say. You're trying to say.
It is Business Wednesday, so even though we have Business Friday.
It's business. It's business time.
And Blake wanted to bring some stuff up business-wise?
Yeah, a couple business things for you boys. The first is...
Is my audio fuzzy?
Yeah.
A little bit.
That's my fault.
That's the way I like you.
We'll get
to hear. Yeah.
We'll get it figured out. I was approached by somebody at our remote last Friday, Jen, who was a little unhappy that she was affected by the 5 p.m. cutoff of Patreon.
What's that mean?
Apparently, if you signed up at night of day 1, it counts you as day 2. So we assume maybe they stop at business hours, 5 p.m. is the cutoff.
COB.
Something like that.
So you're saying...
Because we've heard from a lot of people that I swear I was day 1, but it says I'm day 2. So she gave me and us a great idea. What if you wanted to buy your way into day 1?
It sounds like this results in us having some money.
But would you be able to buy your way into day 1 even if you were day 100?
Not much money.
Probably not much money, Danny.
Yeah.
But some money.
So I went through this spreadsheet.
What if we did a barter system instead of money with Jen?
Do you have any ideas?
I'll let y'all discuss.
Old Captain Fish Mitten over there.
Their were 593 people that signed up on day one. Since that day, 70 have canceled.
Okay. That's not a horrible retention rate.
There are 70 spots available, and for the low, low price of $69, if you would like one of those spots.
This is not going to work.
That seems like it is a very horrible retention level. 600, 70 out of 600, that's like 10%. More than 10%.
More than that.
No, but I mean, if you're retaining 85 to 90%, I feel like that's good.
Is it?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think so.
Okay.
Yeah,
everybody's nodding. All right.
Only 15% of the people thought you guys sucked so bad.
I want 100.
That they didn't want to give you.
I guess my standards are higher.
They're $7.
You guys are cool with 90%. I'm giving I give 110% every day.
Really?
So we've had our first customer.
Really?
So Jen has bought up into day one.
Okay.
And she'll obviously get the premium seat. But if you're interested in this, email me, thedumbzone@gmail.com.
I don't hate it.
He's a business guy.
I don't think it's going to work, but I don't hate it.
Okay, but if it works, it's money for the show.
Sure.
And you didn't have to do anything.
Sure.
So if it doesn't work, it's a shot.
Sure, okay.
Okay. Second line of business. Had another good idea from a subby.
Oh.
We should have sit-ins for the Cowboys streams.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
And so
not just people that had Ebola.
So if you wanted to do the 690 sit-in, you would do it for that?
Yeah.
You got Nina Pham?
Sure.
She was here.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, she sat right there.
Is her dog still alive?
Should that be a 420 sit-in, or is that a bad business
Despite
thing
my
that
best
I just
efforts, yes, her dog is.
tried to lower that?
Bentley is still alive.
I would say, the alcohol's flowing. There's some food around. I think $6.90 is a good price for that because those are always a really, really good time.
Yeah.
We do plan to get them all catered this year.
Well, there we go. I think we keep it at $6.90.
I think we learned that pretty early. Didn't the first one we did, was it Soroy? And we didn't have any food, and he was really bummed out.
Yeah.
And we had Adam Romo here.
Yeah.
So he runs Eatsies. He offered food, and I'm like, I don't know. I don't know if people want food.
And part of the problem, too, was you had apparently lost the ability to order pizza.
I had a little rough. It just took a little time.
It took 3 quarters.
I mean, if one of you guys wants to do something, that'd be cool. But okay, I'll just do it all. It's the burden I have.
Ordering pizza did not fall within the 110%.
No. Not that day. Not that day.
So, yeah, I'm thinking maybe 2 slots for 690 sit-ins, and you get to bring a guest, maybe. I don't know. We'll talk about how many we offer per game, but we've already worked on the schedule for the games that we're going to do.
I can't believe I'm going to have to quit flag football.
Well, I would think you'd be able to bring more than one guest, but I guess I don't want to ruin your business here.
That's just my thought. We can talk it out.
Blake, you could tie it. You have to be a day one in order to be eligible.
Oh, man.
Look at this guy.
And then you want to,
Director
you must be a day one
of marketing.
Then you got to, buy up with the $69.
How about you have to wear a tuxedo?
So, yeah, if you're a fan of the streams and the fun and you'd like to join in, hit us up about a 690 sit-in for the Cowboy stream.
Or if you have any other great ideas for Blake, yeah.
Yeah, no,
Email.
these are all crowdsourced, as you can tell. Last thing for you guys. We have sold our first golden shower ticket for the Dumb Zone. Do you remember Kara, the former lesbian, and Kyle, her new now husband?
I don't remember him as much.
Well, they've just bought a package at $6,900, and in that they will receive 1 remote per quarter.
Do I have to piss on somebody?
No.
Okay.
They just said that they're really big fans of the show.
Why'd you sound like that'd be upsetting to you?
He didn't ask if he had to get pissed on.
I mean, I'll do it.
Oh, okay. Then he would be like, do I get to get pissed on? No. Okay.
So in this package that we've discussed, 3 sit-ins for the year, 1 remote for a year, and a Cowboy stream.
And they've locked themselves into that?
So all in all,
look at this guy.
It's 10 remotes, or 10 sit-ins for the most part, for $6,900.
Wait, so 1 Cowboy stream
per year. So it looks like
they've already bought this. You're saying?
Yeah.
Whoa.
And if others would like to as well, we're calling this the golden shower ticket. The Dumb Zone golden shower ticket. So yeah, 3 sit-ins a year, 1 remote a year, 1 Cowboy stream a year for locked in for a 2-year deal. So yeah, there you go. 10 remotes,
Locked him in for a
6,900.
2-year deal.
So there's business.
Wow. Way to go, Blake.
Way to go, Blake, indeed.
Look at all he's doing.
I guess I'd stop being a lesbian, too, if I could marry a dude that could afford the golden shower.
Yeah,
package.
right.
That's true. He's also very handsome.
Yeah, he's cute.
Well, we have the business
Is cute demeaning?
It is a little.
for a dude.
Yeah.
Yeah, probably.
It's a little borderline.
If you're like, hey, he's a cute guy.
So
one
Matt
hand
is
to
here.
another, yeah.
Let's talk to Matt Grimm for a little while. The great Matt Grimm, who is this little one.
That's Jake's, Jake's computer.
Gotcha.
Matt, of course, he's been up here before with his wife. You may recall her as the lady who watches porn.
The trucker.
Or at least the lady who, I guess we were in a porn conversation. She's like, hey, I'm on board.
She doesn't just watch it. She loves it.
Okay. She lives it. She's more of a Mike Ribeiro-ish with porn. Okay. So, hey, dude. How's it going? Thanks for being here again.
Thanks for having me back.
Matt is the guy. We put out the call a while back and said, hey, we're looking to go to California. We're not sure what we're going to do. I mean, we said, we could take like an RV there or something, or we could take a private jet. And then Matt reached out and he said, hey, guys, I got an RV. We're like, oh, cool. Yeah, that'll be great.
Yay.
And then we kept promoting that we could get a private, and then, yes, nobody has reached out with a private jet. So, Matt, you're the hottest chick here because you are the one that is offering not only to provide an RV, but to drive the whole way.
Absolutely. Am I the only one who offered, by the way? Just curious.
No, I mean, there were scores of people, and we chose you.
I had a couple guys reach out just to say they'd be interested, but they didn't have their own RV and all that and all that kind of stuff. So, yeah, and we had already talked.
Yeah.
And so,
And I demanded it was you.
Once we make a commitment, we don't break that, at least publicly. So,
what if you have a private jet?
So you are. I can't even believe you're doing this.
Yeah.
Why? Why would you say I will drive you guys to California and back and hang out and do all this?
So
stuff?
a couple things. I like to live my life in a series of bits, and this is just another one in the series.
Okay.
Also, I made I don't know about a promise or a commitment to myself, but I was going to ride on the bus to the Super Bowl with Corby, and then I just didn't do it for whatever reason. And then I thought, holy shit, that would have been awesome.
Okay, yeah, you're a sick man. I was crying. I couldn't get to sleep at night thinking that I was going to be on that bus.
Yeah.
Because that was supposed to be me.
Stories to tell.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, that'd be great. I like to listen to stories.
Yeah.
I don't want to tell them.
I like telling them.
Okay. So you're totally into that. You're totally
Sure.
into bits.
Absolutely.
And you're into piloting our whole ship. We don't even know this guy either. What if
you guys
what
are,
if his grand plan is to murder us and eat us?
Hey, you guys' grand plan could be to murder me too, but then you wouldn't have a driver. So
that's true.
Yeah.
That's a good point.
Yeah.
I am not capable of driving an RV, so
I wouldn't trust myself for sure.
There's a chance Video Man could pull it off, and I would give
split some
Blake
time.
a decent shot at it, but
yeah,
not us.
Already counted you two out.
Yeah, Blake looks like an RV driver.
Yeah,
Fair
Blake
enough.
maybe. Video Man for sure. He said he's in.
Yeah.
Hey, you guys want to should we pick up a hitchhiker? When's the last time you saw a hitchhiker?
Right, you got to find one first.
You never see a hitchhiker anymore.
I feel like I've seen one in probably the last 10 years, but it's certainly not something that's a common occurrence.
There's probably plenty of truck stops along the way.
We are going to be in the middle of nowhere also, so the propensity of hitchhiker probably a little bit higher than if you're driving on 114 in Las Colinas.
You'd say there's more hitchhikers on a desolate highway.
I would think so.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, okay.
I would just think that there's a lot of people out there that are like, I'm stranded.
What if we could pick up a hitchhiker and murder them.
Yeah, I think we have sleeping spaces for maybe 10.
Why is so
There's
much
only
of this
5 of us.
operation oriented towards murder?
Well, maybe not murder.
Maim.
Yeah.
Light maiming.
Or just fun. Just
Plenty,
have some
plenty
fun
of
with it.
desert out there.
Yeah.
Disposal.
He's thought about it.
So Matt's like, really, you've been awesome. You've already emailed us a couple times. Like, he sent a PowerPoint presentation.
It's a great way to communicate.
I loved how on the transitions the glass broke. That played well with the people my age.
And you just mapped out. You gave us a couple of options.
Yeah.
And my thought is, so different options on the route we take.
Yeah.
Like if we go the south way, we can end up getting through the Roswell, right?
We could go Roswell and still go the northern route, but there is like a northern route through Albuquerque and Flagstaff, and then a southern route on the way home, possibly through Phoenix, Tucson, El Paso.
So you want us to have to drive an extra hour or two?
No, you guys mentioned Roswell, and then Jake further clarified, like, it's kind of like Chevy Chase and Clark Griswold at the Grand Canyon. Like, may not be worth that extra hour.
You kind of get there and you're like, okay.
Now you can tell people you were there?
Pretty much.
It was an option.
Get a keychain with a little alien on it?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
That's about it?
Eat it like the Alien Cafe or something. But it's not like you get to go to Area 51 or something.
No, I've flown into that airport a couple of times.
Really?
Yeah, to go to Ruidoso. And it is the airport that has one terminal, and you walk down the stairs from your plane across the tarmac. Yeah, it's one of those.
Okay,
yeah.
So we're out on that.
We're out.
I think. Of course, Jake won't be on the ride home.
No.
Dick.
Cocksucker.
Yeah.
Just put it all on me.
So, I don't know. What do you guys got for Matt? Anything? Like, what is our plan then to drive? Like, how long we'll drive the first day? We're going to drive a 3-day trip?
Yeah, we can drive a 3-day trip or a 2-day trip. We have the benefit of time changes in our favor going out there, and then kind of going against us coming back. So Albuquerque, it's about 10 hours there.
What's the range, mileage range on a tank?
I don't know that
exactly. 300?
300 to 500. It's a bigger
really?
tank. Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm all for getting there and getting back as soon as we can. Make it into a 2-day thing.
The ride back is going to be brutal.
Yeah.
Because getting there, it's just like any vacation. Driving vacation.
Are you going
you have
to
anticipation. You're having fun. Hey, last night I was in my own bed. It was great, and now I'm on a trip. And the ride back, though, I haven't been at home in 2 weeks. I haven't showered in 2 weeks. I'm not showering when we're going.
Come on.
Absolutely nobody mandated that.
What's the longest that you're willing to drive at a stretch?
Oh, I'll be well prepared, well rested, ready to go. And if Blake or Video Man gives me, an hour here and there to take a break, I like to do a tank of gas.
Are you going to remove the portable meth lab that's in it currently?
I'm going to install one.
I just feel like, look at the guy. We're in good hands.
No, I feel good about it.
Yeah.
Okay, that's a compliment.
Yeah, no, he just seems rock solid to me.
When you say you're going to be prepared, do you have like trucker speed ready to go?
I can handle that.
I'm going to go as fast as the vehicle will allow.
I don't think he means miles per hour.
To stay awake.
Yeah, little white pills.
Oh no meth. I'm capable of driving long hours on little sleep, but I'll have plenty of sleep the day before and the night of. Yeah.
Okay.
And your porn-loving wife is not? She's like cool with you leaving?
Is she going?
No, she's happy to get rid of me for a couple of weeks.
Oh, think of all the porn she's
gonna watch.
Got all
so
her
much
porn, so she's good.
Catch up on all the new releases.
Yeah, but she could get out of the state and be able to use Pornhub again.
Oh yeah.
Oh man,
she's got a
I didn't
private
even think
collection,
about
though,
that.
so she's good.
That's gonna
Your
be
phone is
awesome.
going to be unlocked, bro.
Do you have a private collection of porn?
Abbott can't stop me.
In her phone, yeah.
Oh, okay.
You can stop having to go to Noodle Magazine.
Noodle
Magazine.
Like, do you have your own external hard drive with just porn on it? Just like people
definitely
do that.
didn't answer that question.
Just because back in the day, and you would always hear about people that died, and then, I found Grandpa's porn collection.
Yeah, the stash.
And at one point, I had a porn collection. Like, I had a huge box of videotapes. Wow. Because...
While you were married or before?
While I was married, because it was over on Plano Road, I believe.
I know this story.
They had when video stores were closing down.
Yeah.
So they had an adult room.
With the mirror.
This was about Plano Road and 635. I can't remember where exactly. Between Northwest Highway and 635 on Plano Road. I lived over there in the L Streets.
Yeah.
Liptonshire is where I lived many years ago.
Was it the video store next to Rocchiano's Pizza?
I don't recall.
Where you have that real sweaty, uncomfortable strategy of inconspicuously going into the little back room.
They had a going out of business sale.
Uh-huh.
And every videotape, so it's VHS tapes, were 10 cents.
Clean up.
So you could buy Top Gun or, the whatever, Goodfellas, 10 cent.
But
also the back room was all 10 cents. And I went right to the back room and filled up like a whole, like a
Budweiser
Bud Light
box.
Yeah, Bud Light box. That I used to be a bar back, and I would take those boxes, and that's what I had moved to Dallas with a bunch of those boxes packed. And I filled one up, and I had this stash of porn for a long time. I wish I had held on to it because I could have then digitized it. That would have been fun.
For dance digitization, that's right.
Yeah,
So
I ended up digitizing all my
Were you
videos.
just throwing it in there, or were you like looking at the cover and the title and like?
That's a really good
okay,
question.
What
was the evaluation
I think I was
process?
picking and choosing because I had all the time in the world. I had, this empty box, and why am I just going to throw in whatever? Now, if there was only, 50 of them left, I would just throw in 50. Yeah.
Dan, I have a question. So when you were checking out, did she have to individually go through each video and then like type it into the system?
And it was like it was a lady, an older lady. She's probably in her 60s or so, Asian.
I wasn't going to ask, but I kind of knew.
It was a mom and pop organization.
Of course.
And the husband and wife owned this place, and I thought at first I don't know if I was like uncomfortable or not, but I mean they had seen me there before. It's not like they weren't surprised that this guy is.
You walked in and they were like, "We've been waiting for you."
Yeah,
Daniel.
That's right.
That's the guy from the William Pace show.
Danielson.
That's right.
Yeah.
Wait, where were we?
So for me, it was like
porn stash.
A box that a neighbor, a good friend of mine, whose brother had, and he got it from the same type of place, non-chain video store, and he went to college, and there was like a big moment where he was like, "Guys, I'm giving this to you."
Now that I'm thinking about it, there's probably a lot of DVDs in there.
Mine was almost no DVDs, and this was like 2002.
It was around that
2001,
area.
and he brought the box over and was like, "Guys, this is a big moment. This is something that I really want you guys to have." And we were like, it honestly was like the Skull and Bones type ceremony where we were
was
like,
it great?
"Oh my god!"
Yeah.
At that time, all we had was the Park book.
The Park book.
Yeah, the community Playboy that you kept at the
yeah,
playground.
there was like
it had House in the Woods.
Yeah, that was mud stained.
Yeah,
and it was a big day. I'll never forget it.
Did you? Was multiple guys, and you guys took turns?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They all watched together.
No,
dudes are terrible, man.
The worst. So when you would
have a
your own
sleepover
small
or something.
collection, and
Yeah.
would you trade with your friends?
Or what you would do is you would go to like a sleepover, and we would all get like a moment in in whatever room that the VCR was in, and then you would come out and you'd be like, "All right, you're up, dude."
Oh, that didn't take long.
No way!
I swear to God. See, these guys know.
That's awesome.
So there was wow. I never did that.
We did have the community hustler in the. I lived in a dorm that had one room, and then it was connected to another room with the bathroom in the middle.
Yeah.
So I lived with one guy. Two guys lived over there. One hustler for the whole semester was in there that we all, just
passed around.
we just knew that's the community hustler.
After like a few uses, you're kind of like you need a new one, right?
You would think.
So you don't.
Really?
See, kids, back in the day. Supply and demand. Back in the day, yeah.
Yes.
I'll just look at a different part of this hustler today.
I've never had like a good collection. So I kind of would go through them.
That's so sad.
But you end up going through them, and you don't need that one anymore.
Do we have a DVD player on the RV?
We can make that happen.
Okay, because I know there's like a TV in there, right?
Well, yeah. So it's kind of funny. I was looking at the pictures on the website of the RV, and there was a TV in there. I was like, okay, this will make Blake happy. Then I was looking at the picture that Video Man took and sent us, and there was no TV in that picture.
Oh, really?
So I emailed the lady, and she said, yeah, it was just like kind of folded back against the wall. So there's a TV there, and there's a TV in the back also.
Okay, I'm not that concerned. I'm not a big
Well, I was
TV
just looking out
watcher,
for Blake. I was looking out for Blake.
I need to play some
NCAA.
NCAA.
Oh, he's going to hook
He'll
up.
break the seal by then. Yeah.
Okay.
Are you guys gonna like at the end of your driving shift when you're done driving for the day? Are you gonna just sleep in the RV? Or are you strategizing into where you get a motel?
We're going to do like a really cheap motel.
Yeah.
On the way, and I have offered to sleep in the rig if I need to. It's fine with me.
I love it.
Yeah, I'm not going to sleep in it.
Especially now that he knows it has a DVD player in it.
That's right.
Now I'm in.
Flame that up.
So what'd you do with your big box of dirty videos?
I ended up throwing it away. I
just trashed them?
Yeah, I was concerned that trash guy would see what was in there. Yeah, I ended up just throwing
take him to a women's shelter.
I had a good friend whose elderly uncle passed away, and when they went to his house, his computer had a DVD on the porn menu and 2 fleshlights on the. Which is why 2.
Yeah, first of
Double
all,
fisting?
why do you need both?
Nice.
And second,
in case a buddy comes over,
I feel like that's a way hang out. I feel like that's a way different level.
Oh yeah.
Right? Like porno's one thing. Putting your dick into a device.
I'm not here to judge anyone. Though.
I'm not
That's
judging
your
it.
thing,
I'm not judging it at all. I just know that it's going to be judged.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
No, that's probably
But you're
weird.
dead, so what do you care?
Right, that's a weird game to play. Do you know you're dying. Now if you just die out of the blue, you can't do anything about it, but if you're like fading, do you know what's the day that you really like that would really prove that I know I've given up on life.
Well, I mean, Jake, but if you ever decide to dabble, you'd be like, well, at least I don't have 2.
Yeah. Right, now you can always tell yourself.
Beyond the pale.
Right.
2.
There's no such thing as fleshlight monogamy.
So what's 10 hours away?
You need variety.
10 hours away is Albuquerque.
Albuquerque, okay. So
and 15 hours away is Flagstaff. So we could look at that a couple of different ways.
So let's say we leave at 8 a.m.
8 a.m.
Okay, well,
it's going to be a lot earlier than that, dude.
It's gonna take longer than. So leaving early.
We need to leave at like 5:30.
Yeah.
Wait a second. Why is it going to take longer than I think? You just said 10 hours.
Yeah.
10 hours equals 13?
But it'd be nice to get there before dark so we can do a little sightseeing. We want to see.
What's 8 a.m. plus 10?
Like 6 p.m.?
6.
There.
But
what's wrong with that?
Stop for gas, stop for lunch.
Yeah,
stop to pee.
Dicking around.
I thought we're including stopping.
Yeah, once or twice.
Okay.
You know,
I can't leave at 5:30 in the morning.
Hey, you got a bed to sleep on in there.
Yeah, I do.
You're getting the bed.
It sleeps 10? Is that right?
It sleeps up to 10. Yeah, that's a pretty tight squeeze on some of them.
Okay.
But yeah, it'll sleep. I mean, the back bedroom for one is pretty comfortable.
Yeah. The photos look nice.
Boy, I'm thinking 8 a.m. We get there at 6 p.m. Wake up the next day. Like, you guys are trying to brutalize me this day one.
You were up at 4:30 today?
I didn't want to be. It was terrible. For some reason, I couldn't sleep. So, day 2, okay, if we go to Albuquerque, because I do want to do Albuquerque and just go see the Breaking Bad house.
Yeah.
Otherwise, I do see, like, in your email, you're really stoked on, we'll do this, this, and that. Like, I don't know if we're going to feel like doing a lot of bits. Like, when we first get there. What do you guys think?
I think I would just rather get there But that's me.
Like, get to California as quick as possible.
I feel like I would do as many bits as possible, but I also feel like you guys are both going to yell at me if I say that and make it seem like I'm trying to be, like, putting you guys in a negative light.
Well, we don't need to do a bunch of crazy stuff, but the Walter White House, of course.
Yeah.
And
That'd be cool.
you guys mentioned Sedona. If you want to go to Sedona, it's like...
I want to go to California.
Okay.
So if we have to go out of the way too much, like that, I think that's our big goal, right? And we do have, so we have a 3-day window for the Airbnb that we booked. And we got a nice place. Did I send you the link to that?
No.
Oh, okay.
That'd be great if you did.
Yeah, I got to send you that. No.
Yeah, I'd like to check that out.
It doesn't look bad at all.
Yeah, so then, it's only another 300 miles or so to Flagstaff. Can either stay there and have an 8-hour drive in the next day or power through. You guys want to get there early. If the goal is to get to California ASAP.
So if we get there early, then we would just have to get a hotel for that first night there.
Yeah.
Hotel / possibly Jake claiming that he'll sleep in the RV.
It's not a claim. I've done it multiple times.
So the if it takes 3 days after Albuquerque, another 8 to 10 hours is kind of no man's land, like Kingman, Arizona, and we don't really want to stay in Kingman, Arizona, or somewhere in the Mojave Desert.
Yuma.
Okay, so you're saying day 1 Albuquerque, that's 10 hours.
Mm-hmm.
Day 2 might be only a few hours.
Yeah, we might go like 6 hours to Flagstaff. 'Cause that's a night. It's up in the mountains, nice place, cool sightseeing,
and then an 8-hour day.
and then an 8-hour day the next day.
Cool. Okay, all right.
So we can't check into the house until Tuesday. Is that correct? Which would be the 6th.
Yeah, we're leaving Sunday. We're going to try and broadcast from the road on Monday, and then get there on Tuesday, and hopefully broadcast. Yeah, I don't know what we're going to do. And then we start at camp on full time on Wednesday, and we're there for, a solid week to camp?
Yeah.
I believe, and then we have to drive back.
Well, not all of us.
That's right, Dick. All right. Well, no, I think it'll be cool, kind of. It'll be great, like, later talking about, remember that trip we did?
Yeah.
That's why we should do a couple of things on the way, just to have a little memory there, because when are you going to do this again?
Probably next year.
Probably next
Probably
year.
Here's Jake with the Dumb Zone News.
So WFAA has obtained exclusive, as they call it, footage showing the moment that an explosion happened at the Sandman Hotel in Fort Worth. This story just kind of came and went. Or we just can't do bad.
Should I just turn it off?
It's just going to sound shitty.
Just turn it off.
Okay.
The Dumb Zone News.
Are we over?
Like
Oh, no.
We are not. No.
Oh, okay. You could do the news without a bed yourself.
That was such a wild story that, I mean, it could have been so much worse, man. It could have been so much worse, and I still don't know like the legal ramifications of what's going to happen to Tom Ghilardi, the Star's owner, who owns that chain of hotels. My cousin works there, or did work there, and was there the night before. I was there about a week before, and then just a gas leak occurs, and this old building. That's the thing, is like everybody wants to restore these old buildings and be like, hey, isn't this like a vintage look? Isn't this cool? And you're like, yeah, but there's a reason why we build new buildings.
The infrastructure is messed up?
Yeah. And I think they had multiple reports about people smelling gas the day before and that day. And then it exploded and collapsed. And the video footage is insane. Like, it doesn't make...
So this is new?
WFA just got the footage this morning.
What perspective?
Aerial.
Okay.
Yeah. Like, it looks like hundreds of people should have died.
Were there fatalities?
I don't believe so. I think there were just some injuries. This is like, okay, so when I say aerial, I mean it's above the lobby.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, so you can see here.
Like security footage.
Yeah. But like the above security footage. Yeah. So you can see like the entire...
What the hell?
Yeah. The entire floor caves out. Wild. Because it's a very interesting building because it was built into an old bank.
Mm-hmm.
So the restaurant there was actually downstairs, underground, and they had like a vault, which you could reserve the vault and go eat there. So when the lobby caved in, it caved in on the restaurant. So in the event that this would have happened at night, it would have crushed all those people down there.
Except the people in the vault.
Which you can see in this video now. I think the vault was probably safe.
I think the lack of death is probably going to help Ghilardi skate because he'll be able to blame inspectors and renovation crews and foremen on something being missed.
That's probably true. I wonder about it with like employees though, because I know a bunch of them immediately filed suit.
Yeah. They'll settle.
How long ago was that? 8 months?
Yeah, about that.
Like that?
How are they just now getting this? They
I
just
don't
keep
know.
asking?
Yeah, maybe it's a public records request. I'm not entirely sure.
Maybe with all the Hooters exploding, finally getting out.
Yeah, there's a rash of people obtaining videos of high-end restaurant explosions. There was an execution last night in Texas that was halted by the Texas Supreme Court 20 minutes before the lethal injection was administered.
That's almost meaner than just carrying it out.
Yeah, you probably kind of
had made peace with it.
Yeah,
wrapped your
you're
head
like,
around
okay,
it.
it's happening. It's 20 minutes away.
I already had my
steak dinner,
my Brahms, my steak, my
already threw out my old
enchiladas.
porn collection.
Yeah, I already threw out my porn collection. Exactly.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
20
you
minutes.
probably cleaned your cell out.
I mean, if you're being executed, they're going to look at the porn collection and be like, yeah, no big deal.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're always really cool to people
nothing.
on death row. Like, yeah, cool.
That's nothing.
So it's a guy who was he was convicted of a 1998 home robbery where an 85-year-old woman was killed. He has maintained the entire time that DNA evidence would prove that it wasn't, he was not involved. And I guess in a very weird turn of events, the Texas Supreme Court actually was like, yeah, we should stop this.
Isn't that
in the fourth quarter?
Is that your biggest fear? Being blamed for something you didn't do? Oh no, it's people thinking you're crazy when you're not.
Yeah, like I've told this story before, but there was a This American Life episode about a guy who got locked up in England. I think it was a place called Broadmoor, and his family committed him, and he couldn't convince the people there that he was not crazy. But they thought he was. But he clearly wasn't.
Because what would a crazy person say?
I'm not crazy.
Yeah, the first
So
step
he was
is
there
admitting.
for like 40 years.
Good God.
Yeah, something like that. And they're like, oh, yeah, I'm sure, dude.
And that's 40 years of probably being unnecessarily medicated and just gaslighted into probably believing you're crazy.
Of course. And probably not great living conditions, No semblance of family or intimacy or anything like that. You're just like...
Get 3 hots in a cot, though.
Well, don't you become crazy because they give you a
That's
bunch
an
of
Uncle
drugs,
Dan
too?
moment right there. Say that again?
You become crazy because they're giving you all this medication and stuff.
Yeah. No, I think that's what Danny's saying, is that eventually you become what people are telling you that you are.
That's a dad thing. 3 hots in a cot.
For sure.
It's the brighter side of prison.
You ever heard it?
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
I was like,
I ain't scared of prison. Hey, 3 hots in a cot.
Then you get to lift weights and stuff.
Get in real good shape.
Yeah,
free sex.
And I was gonna say, and apparently, at least in the UK, you get to have sex with the guards. We never talked about that video.
That turned out to be fake.
Fake?
Yeah.
Ball
Turns
sack.
out that was a fake.
What?
Write it down, Blake. Jake just got ball sacked again. Yeah, that was released. I even know it. That those two put out videos.
The dude that was smoking a blunt like next to them having sex, right? That video in the prison. Yeah, that was fake.
The prison guard and that guy, they put out videos. That's their bit.
Yeah. Sorry, Jake.
Or the lady dresses as a prison guard.
I really hate when this happens to you.
He's already worn that video out.
I was going to say, I have so many memories.
This is a
fleshlight.
This is a beaten man who hasn't
That's
had
why you have
Pornhub in 3 months, and he's trying to find any material he can.
Back in the day, I probably was ball sacked by MILF Hunter. I was like, oh.
You must be really hunting them.
I thought it was insane. He just met her at like a Home Depot.
He's so good at
And
tracking.
now they're at home.
Hey, look, they're at a trinket store in Orlando.
Yeah, it was amazing. Like, he actually just met these two girls, and then all of a sudden he's back at home with them.
So lucky their kids aren't with them.
And then it took me like a couple years later, I saw one of those ladies in like another video. I'm like, whoa, whoa, whoa.
Whoa.
You saw where she started.
You thought this video was real? Come on, dude. This one?
Bro.
Come on.
The initial video was done really, really well. And, like, you've seen these videos of guys who are in prison who have amenities that you didn't know that they could have, right? Mm-hmm. Whether it's a phone...
Or a hot lady.
Or a hot lady.
2 flashlights.
Damn. This is a tough one for me. I'm not gonna lie to you.
Moment of silence for Jake.
Paul.
Yeah, I don't know what to say right now.
Yeah,
Like,
how are you going to recover?
there were a couple moments.
I think your dog just farted.
There were a couple moments where I was like, man, they've been doing this a long time.
That's the
So you
hang
did
up.
question it a little bit.
Not enough.
But deep down, you were like, no.
It's like Santa
believe.
Claus.
Yeah.
You knew it wasn't real.
He wanted to believe it. That's it.
He's trying to believe.
It's Schrodinger's cat. If I don't look any further.
Schrodinger's dong. Bad. We can cut that one, right?
Nope.
No, don't cut anything.
All my shit stays in, so does yours, buddy.
It felt good coming out, though.
It sure did. Always does.
The guys are going to die on this one.
Were you guys aware that DISD had a barber academy?
No.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Well, it was.
Oh.
Did it blow up too?
It did not blow up, and nobody had sex with a barber there in a fake video. But it did close down. It had been operating on Main Street in Deep Ellum, and it closed down yesterday.
Why come?
Money.
Oh, really?
Yeah. But it is kind of a cool thing. Like, you think about STEM and, like, preparing people for other types of jobs. Like, you gotta learn how to be a barber.
Was this part of the... what do they call those?
Like outreach,
uplift. What are those schools called that are all over? I think they're closing that one if they haven't already in Deep Ellum on Elm Street.
I'm not sure. I mean, this is sort of what the guy who used to be my agent did with his like outreach program. Is what they would do is like basically kids would go live there during the week.
Mm-hmm.
And they would provide them like job training, and if their parents couldn't necessarily be involved in their life from a day-to-day basis because parents had to work, and then they would, I think, go home on the weekend. But they would teach them skills like this, regular stuff. There's times where I look back on my life and I think I should have just learned to weld.
Oh yeah.
Or be a mechanic or something. I'm not sure that I'm like cut out for it necessarily.
Let your kid go to that guy's house though? It's kind of strange.
The
outreach person that's housing children.
So it's not like a guy's house. It's like an actual facility, and they have trained educators there and trained caretakers. And Donovan was super involved in it. I think he still is.
You ever hear about people that getting their hair cut at the barber school or the beauty school?
I did it many times.
Real cheap haircut, right?
Yeah,
yeah. For me, it was free.
It would be free?
Yeah.
Because they just wanted the kids to practice?
My girlfriend in high school, who was then my ex-girlfriend, she went to, what do they call it?
Cosmetology school.
Yeah, and she would cut my hair for free. Did it for probably a year and a half.
Like at home or in the
No. I would go
salon?
to whatever it was called. Yeah.
So it wasn't because you were the boyfriend? Like they cut anybody's hair for free?
I mean, you probably had to like know the person.
Okay, because I thought they offered them for like a heavily discounted.
I mean, I would tip.
Because you might get
killed.
You could just
you might just get a bad haircut, but
yeah.
You can't afford a big salon or whatever.
But also, I just thought I wanted her cutting my hair. I thought she knew what I was looking for.
What kind of tip did you give her?
Just.
Hell yeah.
Thanks, brother.
Sex.
No, I mean it was decent, but there's not that many other professions where they let you get away with. It's not like you can be like, "Hey, I'm training to be a surgeon. Do you want me to take a fly on this one?"
Yeah.
Come over. I'll give you a vasectomy at my house.
25% of the normal vasectomy cost.
I told you about. Did I ever publicly say that I got a trainee putting the thing in my wiener? What do they call that?
The catheter.
Catheter.
We call them transvestites.
No, not the catheter.
Yeah, and they were horrible at it.
No, you did not publicly tell this, and I've never mentioned it because I didn't know that you wanted to publicly talk about it.
Okay, well,
was that not on the air?
Why'd you get cathed, bro?
So it was some time ago. I had a.
This is going to be awesome.
Some kind of a problem, whatever, a little medical problem, and I had to spend the night in the hotel or in the hospital.
Mm-hmm.
And I wasn't allowed to eat or drink because they were going to do some tests on me in the morning. And it was the morning, and they wanted me to go to the bathroom, and because before they had to have urine sample, and I couldn't. I don't know. I guess because they wouldn't allow. I mean, I was thirsty all night, and they wouldn't allow me to have a drink because that might mess up the whatever. I don't know. They're doctors. I'm just like whatever. I can't argue with them. So now it's the morning, the nurse, and it's like 5 a.m. or something. Hey, will you do this? Got to do this. Tried to do it, couldn't do it. She comes back and she goes, okay, we might have to put a catheter in you. And I'm like, what is that? She explained, and I was like, oh, okay, well, no, can I try it again? Well,
give me
my shift is over
here
at like 7 or whatever, and we need to do this before 7 because then the other doctor's going to get in and they have to whatever.
Yeah, because she's got bar trivia.
No, I don't know what she's doing. They had to have it done because the doctor was then, the real guy was coming in.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, all right. And so now she's out of there, and I mean, like, I was having such trouble. Now it's in my head, and it's stage fright times a million, and I got the little whatever thing you're trying to go to the bathroom in while you're sitting on the side of the bed, and I just couldn't do it.
Bedpan or something?
Is that it? Yeah, maybe. So I couldn't do it. And, like, in fact, like, my blood pressure thing started going way up because I'm trying so hard. Like, my heart's pumping because I'm... And then she's like, look, you're going to have to just let us do this. We need the urine sample. I'm like, all right. So now she comes in 10 minutes later with some guy, and now he puts
the mop down.
Well, no, he's going at it and stuff, and she's like next to him. They weren't really conversing too much, and I'm just looking up, and it was like like it hurt.
Jesus.
And I thought it just normally hurt, and she's like, oops.
Oh, no.
The literal last thing you want to hear.
From any medical professional.
You're right.
Yeah.
And then she starts talking to him. She's like, no. Here's what you want to do. And then she kind of starts talking through it. And it was evident that this was the first time he had ever done this.
What the fuck?
So, yes. There has to be training. And then there was just a little... would be a drop of blood in, for the next...
Train on a rubber dick, not
Well,
you.
maybe they did.
I don't believe it.
But there always has to be a first person.
Everybody's got to go to
if there's a brain
regular
surgeon,
season at
there's
one
a
point.
first. He has a first brain surgery.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I just imagine, like, jamming the straw trying to get the paper sleeve off in the fast food restaurant.
That's kind of like, that's what you're doing.
Oh, no.
So, did she get it in?
Oh, then it was fine.
Easily?
Yeah,
it doesn't hurt, right? Once they...
Well,
it's weird.
If there's already a cut there, then it does.
Well, yeah,
hurt.
of course.
Yeah.
Because I remember I had to get a catheter.
It was a small cut.
When I got
all you need is a small cut.
But you bled, didn't
back
you?
surgery.
Yeah, there'd be a little blood in it.
But they did that when I was already under.
Yeah.
But the thing was in when I was awake, and I remember being so terrified, knowing that they were going to have to remove this thing. It felt good. Like I enjoyed it. There was a sense of pleasure in having the catheter removed. Because it's a tube that goes all the way up in your bladder, and you just feel it slide out, and it's like, oh.
Dan?
It's kind of fun.
I don't recall that.
Well, yours was all butchered. By
yeah. There's a scab on it.
Scab? God. That's a bottom 5 word. There's your news.
No more.
The Dumb Zone News.
Or
Do you have the music?
and
Bring it down.
Or damn medical stories.
Want to see if my music works here?
Hold on. You want me to just do it?
You have Today in History open?
If it'll load.
The Dumb Zone presents Today
I appreciate your
in
courage, by the way.
History.
We've never talked about that.
I feel
Despite
like
the
I
fact
have, but
that
I
I've wanted
must
to
have
talk
told
about it many times.
I must have told the story to enough people that I thought we did talk about it. I tell that at parties now.
Yeah. I got a scab on my...
Hey, Dan's got a funny story. Today is Tuesday, July 17th. Wait. It's Wednesday, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But you had the date right.
Okay, I must not have changed the...
For some people, it's Thursday.
Well, why are you here? You're supposed to be here on a Friday.
For others, it's Tuesday. This is Wednesday.
Tomorrow's my Friday.
What a treat.
Anyway.
What a surprise.
Let's see. On this day in 1914, Giants outfielder Red Murray was knocked unconscious by lightning after catching a fly ball that ended a 21-inning victory over Pittsburgh.
Incredible.
They won 3-1. He is uninjured. Babe Adams was the pitcher for Pittsburgh back then. Pitched all 21 innings.
Dude.
Okay, that's no Paul Skenes right there.
Without a walk.
There's no way that's true.
That is the longest non-walk game in Major League history.
I feel like he got through 5 or 6, and the umpire was like, fuck it. It's like, I'm not calling another ball in this game. And it still didn't work.
It's like the umpire in Naked Gun.
On this day in 1978, Doc Medic of the Rangers helped save the life of a 61-year-old fan who suffered a heart attack just before a game at Baltimore.
Oh, I can relate.
Medic,
Heart attack, man, can relate.
who was a medical student.
Interesting.
And his last name is Medic.
Doc Medic.
Yeah. Administered heart massage until help arrived. So he's kind of doing.
Hey, nobody massaged me.
Yeah. On this day in 1981,
Do you feel like that's an advanced form of care for cardiac arrest?
That's
Heart
right.
massage?
The happy ending.
Just heart massage. I'll just rub on it.
And you got to get the happy ending. With
see,
that.
I'm a doctor. I'm in med
Doc
school.
Medic.
This day in 1981, 114 people were killed when a pair of suspended walkways above the lobby of the Kansas City Hyatt Regency Hotel collapsed during a tea dance.
What is that?
I don't know. That's what I took away from this, too, this morning. I was like,
where was the poll?
What's a tea
I was
dance?
going to say, I have a guess, but none of them involved 114 people being lethally...
And we all remember where we were. This is one of those moments, like perhaps if you're really old, the Kennedy assassination. For me as a kid, I would say the Space Shuttle Challenger.
Mm-hmm.
Others might say 9/11.
This is probably going to be like when Ryan Dunn died or something.
Ryan Dunn, 100%.
Tea dances are events organized on Sunday afternoons in the U.S. gay community.
Mm-hmm.
They were a place for singles to meet. The name alludes to traditional tea dances of the English countryside.
That does sound really gay.
So does the story say, but they were just gay people?
It doesn't, but you can tack that on.
Okay, we all remember where we were when?
Dallas Wings center Liz Cambridge broke the WNBA's single-game record for points scored.
Hell yeah.
In a 104-87 win against the New York Liberty in Arlington. How many points did Liz Cambridge? How many points did she
28.
score
12.
that game?
I'm going to try to give a realistic answer. I know I've been like the funny guy or whatever.
Right.
I'm going to say 34.
57.
Because if they got to 102, she didn't have 9.
So So you think 34 was the highest scoring output in like 30-year history? I don't know. Has the WNBA been? Anyway, it was 53.
I'm gonna say 30.
Wow.
That's impressive.
53 points.
Especially since, if I understand it, they don't have a 3-point line. I don't know if that's actually true.
I don't know either. They probably do.
Of course they do.
Oh, they do?
I just don't know the rules really at all.
Oh.
I know they made women's basketball in college play half court until like 50 years ago.
Do you think Caitlin Clark is shooting logo shots just for the fun of it? We can get the ball closer.
I've heard
it's all the
recently
same.
they've discussed the possibility of adding the 4-point.
That's right. Especially given the influx of hotter women in the league.
You sure about that?
On this day, so we have.
Come on, man, you got to keep up.
Couple of weddings on this date. 1954, comedian Groucho Marx. He's 63.
Not a chance.
How old was Eden Hartford?
Less points than I guessed on Liz Cambridge.
He is 63. She's 24.
Whoa.
Why are you surprised by that?
I was just thinking 30.
It was the 50s, dude.
So is this just an American bit? Because on this day in 1990, Palestinian leader Yasser Arafat, at 56, gets married to Suha Tawil. She is
15.
No, 53.
4.
She's 27.
Oh, okay. I thought
about 30
you
years.
misled me a little bit with the is this just an American bit?
I'm saying, is it? The answer is no.
Apparently not.
This is a universal bit. We can all join together.
Yeah, I mean,
loving to bang young chicks.
I will not join in that.
The world all together.
If we had some
let's all go to the hospital to the incubator.
Illusions or something about the fact that for most of history, people have been trying to have sex with people 50 years younger than them as males.
Yeah.
I couldn't get past the fact that I have generational gap. We can't make the same inside jokes about Rocco's Modern Life or something like that.
What, have you tried?
No, I couldn't do it.
No.
Because of that fact. You know?
That's why.
The only reason why.
Because you love talking about Nick at Night. Or whatever.
It's true, though.
After you're done.
But
that's a single anecdote.
It's really more like the liminal in-between spaces where you have to fill time by referencing something.
And I don't want to hang out with their dumb young friends. You know,
yeah, you do.
It's like it's like
do
that,
things.
Have you guys never seen the "You Don't Want to Be Out Here" thread? I think it was when Del Curry and Steph Curry's mom got divorced, and this guy had a long thread of like, "You don't want to be out here." It's different now.
Oh, Del didn't want to. He's all afraid of the world he stepped into.
Yeah, it's like, look, they're gonna make you go to yoga.
Well, you don't.
You're probably gonna have to eat sand or something at some point. You don't want to be out here.
How many food pictures can you take?
Yeah.
Well, you're right on the friends aspect. Because every once in a while, the younger girl that's way mature and evolved beyond her years, that's the anomaly. Because she's got 10 friends
who suck,
that are idiots.
And you have to go meet them.
Yeah, I don't want to be out there.
What about meeting her dad?
Yeah.
What if you're meeting a dude your age?
That's cool.
Or younger than
golf
you.
Together.
Younger than you. Boy, that'd be
That's
something.
the holy grail, right, Dan?
Yeah.
The dad who's younger than you?
Isn't that what we're all shooting for? Come on.
Dude, you want to go smoke a bowl? I'm about to bone your daughter.
And it's like your daughter's friend.
Yeah. Like Josh
Hamilton's mom? Yeah. Birthdays today. Former star Louis Erickson is 39.
I was a fan.
Yeah.
My wife was a big fan.
See Sagan trade?
No, I don't think. Maybe
I thought
you're
that
right.
sounds right.
Okay. I thought they played together.
Matt Perk is 34. The Rangers' first-round draft pick in 2009 that ended up
My dad worked with his dad.
going back to the draft, right? He was a Boris guy and never panned out, but
You were correct.
did he ever get his money?
Nah, I don't think so. I think he went back the next year, and by that point, like, his value had sort of tanked.
He ended up with the Fort Worth Cats or something.
Yeah, and I think he got hurt or something like that. But yeah, his dad was super, super involved in it. And yeah, he worked with my dad.
Mason Rudolph is 29.
Dan.
He was taught a lesson by Myles Garrett.
Oklahoma State.
Derrick Henry is 30.
What could have been?
Thought he was coming, huh?
Bought a house in Dallas.
Where is he now?
Baltimore.
Huh.
Well, we
Scott
got
Norwood is 64.
We got Zeke.
Wide left.
Vern Lundquist is 84.
Name in Vern.
Did he just retire?
I like him.
Recently?
Yeah, no, I always heard he was like a really great dude.
Yeah. Me too.
He looks jolly.
Mm-hmm.
Impossible to be called jolly if you're skinny.
Good point.
It looks like you would want to call him ruddy-faced.
Yeah.
I don't even know what that means, but it looks like he fits that.
I want to ride on his back.
But happy birthday to him, for sure.
Luke Bryan is 48.
Jake.
Again, it's Zach Bryan.
My bad.
I'm not a fan of Luke Bryan. I never have been. I don't intend to be.
David Hasselhoff is 72.
Good. One of the funniest videos I've ever seen in my life.
That's the way you eat a hamburger.
Hell yeah. I'm pretty sure it was like from Wendy's.
In and Out?
He had the young wife.
Oh,
Did
yeah, he was in and out all the time.
He was in studio with us.
Oh, yeah. That's right.
That's the only thing I remember about that interview.
He said it's great. It's like hanging out with your daughter,
That's
except you
right.
have sex with her.
Right.
Good
Yeah.
God.
That's exactly right.
That's exactly right.
And then we high-fived.
Just the funniest part about that video, I think one of the most beaten looks you can ever possibly have is jeans, no belt, no shoes or
shirt.
socks, and no shirt.
No shirt. Eating a floor burger.
Just your belly hanging over.
Somehow it's even worse because it's on carpet. Like if it were on linoleum or hardwood.
And the way he's pawing at it.
He can
and
barely
trying to
support his
draw
own weight.
the meat with just the square of cheese slightly adhered to it. He drops
you know
it.
it's
Pickle
dripping on
falls
the
out.
carpet. You know that carpet's a mess.
We've all effing been there, too. I just didn't have my kid filming
recording you and posting it.
Usually you're over a sink like a rat.
100%.
Yeah.
Camilla Parker Bowles is 77.
Man.
Root.
She's the Queen of England.
Yeah, but
She's a root.
he had his eyes set on her for a long time.
That dude must have been blind.
Robert Romanus is 68. Blake?
Mm-mm.
You know who he is.
I got nothing.
That's Damone from Fast Times at Ridgemont. Andre Royo is 56.
He wrote for the Chicago Sun-Times, I think. He a famous columnist.
So you're going with Mike Royko for Andre Royo? No, that's Bubs from The Wire.
Bubs.
Okay.
That's
right. Poor Bubs.
Marina Oswald is 83.
Still with us. Can you believe it?
Actually, I didn't look it up this morning, but I think she
There's a
probably
chance
is.
it's not
I don't
true.
think she lives here anymore.
Didn't Bubs actually have AIDS?
Yeah. Yeah. No, wait. No, he got the test back and he was okay. Waylon had AIDS.
Well,
he
taking
died of
character acting.
Yeah. But he was actually one of the only characters on that show that found redemption.
Corey Cotton is 37. Oh, his brother Kobe is 37 as well.
Oh, jeez.
Oh, my God.
Uh-oh.
Grounding out to end All-Star games. Or celebrity softball All-Star games.
How's your boys' obsession with Dude Perfect these days? Those two are from Dude Perfect. The twins. Obvi.
Have slowly phased out Dude Perfect.
I just want to be like super clear about something since we've been talking about kids today. His son watches Dude Perfect and goes to gymnastics. Mine watches trash trucks.
Built different.
I'd like to see those two together, though. Because they're
I would
both
love
little
that.
maniacs.
I would love that.
Brooks is not on Carter's level, I don't think.
What do you mean?
I think
Kid fights?
No, I think Carter's energy is like he is the maniac.
In my experience
Like
of being around Brooks, he does have a very sweet side to him.
Carter breaks stuff.
He's little Blake, man.
Yeah.
He
loses episodes and
he seems stoic.
some boppers
He's,
on
know,
those
he's
kids and
he
let
doesn't
them
get
go
too
at
high,
it.
too low.
100%.
Yeah.
And mine is little me.
Let's get all the boys together in a room and just see what happens.
I would love that.
Amazing.
Throw a gun in there.
Oh my god.
Just see what happens. Born on this day, now dead, Rosa Lumpkin. She died in 1991. She was born in 1876.
Damn.
They say that she was 115 years old. Are we buying 1876 birth records?
Man, anything within like a 15-year period of the Civil War.
And given the name, it was probably some lump had a kid, so we named it Lumpkin.
Perhaps.
Is that where Blumpkin came from?
It might be.
And Gordon Gould, he invented the laser.
Okay.
Okay.
Generic.
Which is an acronym. Okay.
Yeah, but I can't remember it right now.
Self-contained underwater breathing.
Laser.
Did you guys have like for Dan and for Danny? Did you guys have like a laser pointer era, or was that?
I remember
after you?
the era.
I mean, it was a big thing for me
because it got banned.
Oh yeah,
people were trying to
shine them at airplanes. We would shine them at movies and stuff, and shine them at people's eyes whenever they were driving.
Yeah, kind of like you'd in the auditorium at school or something.
Yeah.
Put one on somebody up on stage.
Yeah, and you would
Get
hear
big
like
trouble for that.
Yeah, you would hear a story about a kid of like, dude, he brought down a Delta flight.
It was all bullshit, right?
Of course it was. Of course it was.
No,
like, why did they ban?
I heard
I don't know.
Sully had to fight. I heard Sully had to fight through that.
Yeah.
But you know, I think there was even like a point where the NFL actually had to deal with this a little bit, right?
Were people training them on players from the stands?
Yeah.
And
Kickers.
Which that makes a little more sense than I just brought down a 747 or whatever. Yeah.
Died on this day, we have Dorothy Dix, died on this day in 1887. She created the first mental asylums.
I'm sure those were very caring and kind.
Yeah.
Give them a lobotomy.
A lot of talk therapy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So all these loonies were running around. It's like, what do we do with them?
A lot of role-playing, probably.
I hate that we lost the word loony.
Ty Cobb. Modoc the elephant died on this day in 1975. The oldest.
He was a doctor.
The oldest known non-human mammal died at the age of 78.
The oldest known non-human doctor.
Now, are we believing that?
There's no way.
Was an elephant?
Yeah.
I feel like, don't whales live at least that long?
Yeah, but
sometimes?
they're not
Documented. They're undocumented.
Yeah, how would you know?
They're just flooding the borders.
Whale birth.
They're all rapists and murderers too.
Sitting as I was.
But like turtles will live to be over 100.
That's not a mammal.
I know.
Stealing our black whale jobs.
Yeah.
And Walter Cronkite died on this day as well.
Was he a good person?
I think so. I think he'd be on my Griffey list.
And that was Today in History.
I don't recall ever hearing any Me Too stuff.
I was just thinking about it the other day.
Wayne-ish
You're trying
type.
to Kemp spin Walter Cronkite?
No, I'm not. It was just we were talking about Johnny Carson the other day, and it made me just think about like no, there's nobody who watched Johnny Carson and was like, this guy's a wife beater.
Right.
Like I watched him
He was
growing
like
up and was like,
America's-
this is my America's Dad comic.
Yes.
And then
Well,
you
we
find
know how
out that he
far
was
that
just
went
like,
with
Yeah,
another
but
guy.
most of America's dads were smacking their ladies around too.
That's
That's
a very
true,
good
yeah.
point. It's good. Bill and
They got
Johnny.
a little lippy.
Yeah.
Lippy.
So here we are at the point of the program where we have closing remarks. And, of course, we have Chad, who is, wearing shorts.
Jurassic Park
He
button up.
Very comfortable.
He's a good-looking guy.
And then we have John wearing a full tuxedo. bow tie. It stayed tied the entire program.
Yeah, commit to the bit.
You guys really look similar. Do you realize that?
You know, I've never actually heard that. We have
Me
another
either.
friend that I get brotherly.
Do you guys not think that? Am I
Is it
the
just
only
the
one?
hair?
No, I think it's very similar to how you get compared to like every guy who shaves his head and has a beard.
Yeah.
Even if you don't look that similar, you
Yeah,
don't
do I look like Matt at all?
Not really,
Absolutely.
but you do kind of look like Jay Buhner.
You look
Okay.
like if Matt couldn't drive an RV.
I look like
Two of them
not-
both are just like they both have brown hair.
I
and
look
have
like
long
gay
hair.
Matt. I'm the gay version.
Okay,
of
that
Matt.
works. Yeah, that works.
Matt looks like a man's man.
Yeah.
Matt looks like his wife watches porn.
Yeah.
Okay.
I look like I have a partner.
You call her that respectfully.
That's my partner.
We're gonna grill some chicken breasts tonight.
Steve, my partner.
And she doesn't take your name.
Right. Yeah,
Exactly.
That fits.
Matt's wife takes his name.
Yeah.
Absolutely. She's proud to be Matt's wife.
Lovingly.
My wife?
Yeah.
Anyway, Chad, sorry to take the spotlight off of you.
Oh, it's fine.
Or John.
Yeah, John, do you want to make any closing remarks?
No, you go ahead.
Okay. So I have two things I wanted to say before I do some gifts. First, is it cool if I do a plug for the business?
Sure, absolutely.
So me and my wife run a mental health clinic. Oh, well, it's not really a clinic. It's a private practice. We have 40 therapists in Garland and Oak Lawn, and we help people with all kinds of things that Jake likes to make fun of in front of pro athletes.
Who are suffering from mental health problems.
Which we help people with bipolar. We individuals, families, couples, you name it, virtual, in person. We're here to help people. Room for Change. You can go to roomforchange.info. Check us out.
That's awesome.
We love helping
Room
people.
for Change?
Room for Change. I was able to quit my pre-COVID career because of the success of the mental health industry, or the booming, really, people being home.
I was going to say, I think you were able to quit because of COVID.
Yes, absolutely.
So you capitalize. You're happy. COVID wasn't that bad of a bit for you.
The best thing ever happened.
Does she know who Dorothy Dix is? She created the first mental asylum.
Yeah, she's anti-Dorothy Dix.
Okay.
mental
you're kind of the
mental health clinics are pretty terrible, but like the inpatient ones are pretty bad. Not because of the nature of them, just because of the funding is so bad, and they don't have.
Well, you do have a Dorothy Dix basement underneath your house.
Yes, we do. Yeah, dedicated
for extreme cases, Jake.
But more importantly in the business, I want to talk about parking. So with backup parking, I don't know if you guys have covered. How do you feel about the pulling through to the empty spot in front? So it appears as you backed up, you actually just pulled through for the easy exit.
I do it sometimes.
Yeah, of course.
Okay, so that's acceptable to you, but not backing in.
It doesn't take any
That's
more
my
time.
point with backing in is now I have to wait for your sorry ass to do a 3-point back in turn.
Okay, so and that's where I want to get. I drive a truck, and I can park faster backing in than because
you have
the
the
turn
cam?
radius is better.
Okay.
Because it's long. And now my hitch isn't sticking out to get somebody's shin as they're walking by. Before truck, anti back end guy all day, but then I got the truck. I was like, this is a lot easier. It's faster.
It's so big, it's hard to fit it in. You got to make sure.
Yeah, but if you do that turning radius, you just whoop one. Right
I do
in.
think it's sad that the Ford Lightning that you drive is now an electric car, and it used to be like a Boss Hog.
You have
mega
a
truck.
Ford Lightning?
Mm-hmm. It's up front.
Holy shit.
Mental health, man.
Nice. You like it?
I freaking love it, man. You have to have a gas
Single
car.
cab?
No.
You have to have a what?
You have to have a gas car if you have an electric vehicle. It's just the Texas isn't ready, much less the rest of the world.
To go on long trips and
Yeah,
stuff?
long trips, or if like I can pull my boat, but my gas mileage, well, not gas mileage, my electric charge goes down by 2/3 almost when you're pulling a boat or something. But
man,
we got another
the
big car.
Lightning was such a staple of my youth.
Mm-hmm. Oh no, we're talking about the new.
Oh yeah, I know they remade it. Yeah,
but it's electric.
So are there not a lot of charging stations around? Like, can
there's
you
a
use
lot of them, but there's more people that need them.
Can you use a Tesla charging station?
With Ford, you can.
Okay.
But you have to have the adapter. But Ford is the only one that takes Tesla because they merged.
Chaz Gilmore. That's all this guy does. Just come up with these things.
Prosper.
Yeah.
But I got some gifts. Unless John, you wanted to make any statements or?
Oh no, it's just you guys are awesome, and it's wild and sublime to be here. Just listening to you guys for 20 years, and yeah, appreciate it.
I love your tuxedo.
Thanks.
He doesn't subscribe, by the way.
It's okay.
Oh, way to call him out.
It's okay.
Way to call him out. Shame him.
So
Yeah, okay.
I've got things for each of you, but then I got something for the whole show. I've got a Donald Trump hand puppet.
Yeah. Okay.
That's for everybody. Y'all can share that.
Yeah.
Put it in the studio.
That's for the hotel.
It's our community Donald Trump.
I'm going to save the best for first.
Can we use that like as a fleshlight?
Yeah.
I'll let you know.
Okay.
So here, I've been listening. I'm day 6, so I've been listening for a while, and I hear a lot of people get stuff. There's a lot of gimmicky stuff, like what I just gave you. But I want to get you something useful, a book, because I know Blake loves books, and a one of one, so each of you are going to get some of that. So, Blake, I got you some ground lifts.
Thank you. Yeah.
And some 1/4-inch to 1/8-inch adapters, because those are the best.
Yeah. Thank you. Always need barrels.
Yes. And then I got you Filthy Rich Faye. I don't know if you've read this one.
The flowers on the front indicate it's my kind of book.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. And then your one of one is this little shirt I had made that says, "The eclipse was gay. I don't care whether I knew about the eclipse or not. I just wanted to go because that's when we had the timeshare. So fuck off, Glenn." I got you that as a shirt.
Nice.
Because that's
Is that a quote?
Favorite thing. Yeah. I have it actually saved in my phone because I loved it so much.
Made me mad.
Blake left town during the eclipse.
I do remember that, but
and was like,
there was a guy named Glenn who was calling you
It
out?
was Gene.
It was Gene.
Oh, Gene.
It does say fuck off, Gene. I mispronounced. So I got you some Zens, sir.
Hell yeah.
Got you the coffee one.
for sure.
I'll tell you what.
I have so much Zen now.
This is the most common gift to Jake.
I'm sure it is.
And I don't think he's upset about it, so don't.
No, don't cut off the flow.
This next one is, your book. I don't know if you've read this, but it's amazing. Sports Gene.
Do you want to keep it? Because I have read it, and I do have it.
Okay, well, then I will keep it.
We did reports on it once upon a time. It's basically like if Jimmy the Greek were a scientist.
Oh, boy.
Yeah, it's great.
It's a guy who's very well versed in athletic traits and temperatures and climate, and he's like,
Jimmy the Greek wasn't really wrong.
He just said it in
a weird delivery,
tasteless way.
It was also during
that is
a different.
A phenomenal book, though.
Yeah.
And this one was
He was,
delivered
like, drunk.
and it's actually messed up, so they might have to send me a replacement. But you can have this one until then. I got you a Texas Rangers Dallas Mavericks jersey.
Oh yeah!
It was supposed to have Romo on it, and they forgot that.
Romo.
So
I don't need it. I don't need the Romo. I just want the jersey.
Peagle jersey.
Yeah,
that's
69 on the back.
Yeah, with the 69.
Right.
Of course,
cool.
of course.
I'm gonna wear that to pick up next week, Blake.
You won't show
Dan, I got you a couple things. First and foremost, Apple.
All right.
A post-show apple?
Yeah,
okay.
post-show Apple.
Organic.
Right.
I also got you
one apple.
I got you a gift card with 23 cents on it for a banana. Because
I will buy one banana.
I think it can be embarrassing to use your credit card for that. My personal favorite of the had this made for you. Your 101 little dumb zone hat,
upside down.
It's like the Danucci.
The upside down dumb zone.
I figured Danucci would come after y'all if y'all tried to sell that on your site. So I just gave you.
You're probably right,
and I'm sure that you already have this. But if you
I will wear this tomorrow on our video.
If you've ever read anything by Agassi, but this is his best.
I mean, much like Jake.
I'm sure you do.
Stop.
You know I have it, and I've read it because I've done a book report on that. Yeah.
Oh well, I knew you had read it, but I didn't know if you had it. But I can.
Is that his autobiography?
That's his autobiography.
I've heard it's fantastic.
Yeah, if you want, it takes about 20.
I could take Jake's book and Jake could take mine.
Yeah.
Look at this.
We love to swap.
I've heard it takes about 20 years to read that, though. So.
5 training camps.
What, Sports Gene?
Yeah. Agassi's a really good book. You'll come
I
in wanting to do
you
a
and Byron
report.
Jones.
Yeah.
Roy loved it, and I think he's only read 2 books in his life.
So he's an expert.
Mm-hmm. And so you also know it's an easy read.
Yeah.
Well, I have a gift too, but it's at my house. It's the old fleshlight I use.
Oh.
The second one?
Yeah,
it's
I would
the
love
first
it,
one.
No, but yeah, hey, I want to mirror John. Thanks for bringing joy and laughs into my ears, weekly, and we love you guys. You guys are great,
100%.
and you're super hospitable. Everything I expected from what I've heard from other DFs.
Appreciate you guys.
Yeah.
Very cool.
What's sweet?
You got to meet Danny Bayless.
Yeah, I know. It was a treat.
How about that?
You got to meet Matt.
We got to meet Matt.
Yeah.
You got to meet hetero Dan.
Well.
All right.
What do you think? She's watching all that porn.
Oh.
Adios, mofo.
You're in the down zone, down zone. This is the down zone, down zone. the Dome Zone. Dome Zone. This is the Dome Zone. Listen to the Dome Zone. It's time to freaking listen to the Dome Zone. Doesn't really matter what the time zone. It's time for the Dome Zone. Time for the